everyone. Welcome back to the Team JYCT podcast. I am your host, Remy McNeil. Joining me as co-host is the delightful Judgmental Critter.
That's me. Hi.
The bitter and now streaming on his own Kaiser.
What's up, everybody?
And the wonderful Twilight Guardian.
Hello, I am hosting all of the shows today. Yay!
Yes, if you hadn't seen it, today's topic, which is, oh god, it is freaking, we have a little bit of scuff here because of freaking...
Oh dear.
Oh,
what happened?
Well, no, it's just like my capture of the actual cast is a little wonky. So it's going to take some adjustment.
Oh,
we can
okay,
talk about it,
it.
so don't worry about that. So yes, today we are covering a bunch of childhood favorites of Twilight's.
Well, not all of them are childhood favorites necessarily. Some of them I actually haven't seen. Well, at least like one or two of them. And many of them I haven't seen in like many, many years. Partially because I could never find them. Like one in particular I couldn't find because there was another show. Actually two of them I couldn't find very, very well because there were shows that were named either identically or nearly identically that were more popular at the time. And thus I had to like dig around in order to find them.
Oh,
Also,
wow.
That was a big thing. Kids these days will never understand. Now that they can just stream the whole show in order, they'll never understand the terror of not knowing when your shows are on, not knowing if there's new episodes coming out, unless you happen to see a commercial.
Or God forbid, like missing out on if these shows even exist.
I was going to say, the thing that always just... I mention this to Twilight every time we're talking about like childhood shows. A lot of the ones on the list that I have are ones that I never fully caught when we watched our anime together. It's like, oh yeah, no, I watched Rurouni Kenshin as a kid. I never finished it because they changed the time slot. They changed the time slot on me, and I could never watch it again. Oh yeah, I watched Outlaw Star. I watched the first couple of episodes of Outlaw Star, and then I just couldn't ever watch it again because they changed the time slot, and it was now like past my bedtime on Adult Swim. I actually did go back and find that one, but.
They had these things called TV guides, which was like a magazine that you would order to get mailed to you. And it was like every quarter or something, maybe monthly. But if your parents were like mine and they didn't bother getting the TV guide, it was just the Wild West. You had no idea.
I think some were actually weekly. I remember we got like a really thin one every week. Or maybe it was in a newspaper that we got. I can't quite remember. I remember we did get a TV guide regularly.
I don't think I had a TV guide either, but
Yeah, me neither.
So it was just a lot of hoping that you would happen to catch the commercial bumper where it told you when the time slot of that show would take place, and sometimes it changed because I found YTV bumpers for Big Wolf on Campus, for instance. There were two of them. One said that it would be on at 7:30, and then the other one said that it was on at 11:30.
Also, sometimes, if you were in like a weird time zone area, the bumpers wouldn't always reflect what time zone you were in. So
there's that issue. And then this happens sometimes. We have to get those TV guides. You check it, and you're like, oh boy, I can't wait to watch Code Lyoko at 5 p.m. You sit down at 5 p.m., turn on the TV. It's not Code Lyoko. It's not anything you want to watch. It's fucking Dora the Explorer. What the fuck? Why is this here? Sometimes they just change the schedule.
We have been lied to. We have been bamboozled, absolutely deceived.
We have been Finkeldorfed. That's not even a word, and I agree with you.
Oh, there was another one where I saw that the schedule had changed, because I remember very distinctly wanting to watch Gundam Wing, but they consistently made it go later and later at night. There was a time that it was apparently on the Zone time slot, and I only remembered that it was on the Zone time slot just last night because I saw a clip that someone had posted where they videotaped the Zone segment, where one of the co-hosts got so flustered that she's like, "What's on next? Gundam Wing? No, it's Pokemon. Sorry, it's Pokemon. Pokemon's up next." And I'm like, wait,
Oh my God.
Gundam Wing was on the Zone? I remember it being on like 11 o'clock at night, and then it got switched over to 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had to set my alarm for 2 o'clock in the morning so I could go watch it.
Dude, I'm just imagining that they just kept it later and later the higher the kill count in that show went.
Dedarex, it is not the form of the thing that matters, but the spirit of it.
There was also the night, because I really wanted to watch Digimon because I loved them, but I was like, what channel is it on? And my cousins were like, this one, and you go home and I click that one and it's just white noise because that wasn't part of the cable package my parents had. So even if you did all it and you found the information, it wasn't always a guarantee.
God, one of my most disappointing memories in my entire life. I was like 5 or 6 years old, and I was really into Digimon at that age. I'm pretty sure this is when Digimon was really starting to get up and going. I came home from school.
True.
I was tired, so I had a nap. And I knew when I wake up from this nap, I'm going to turn on the TV and I'm going to watch me the new episode of Digimon. I woke up, it was like 5 in the afternoon, and I had missed the goddamn episode. And so for again, you youngins, you have to pray at some point they rerun that specific episode, and you are lucky enough to be watching TV at that time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a friend who was trying to watch the final episode of, I think it was like Inuyasha, one of them, and they missed the last episode, and then they had to go back, and so it didn't rerun anywhere, so they just had to rewatch the whole show again, waiting for the next rerun.
To be fair, like, how in the world would they even be able to rerun that? Do you remember how many episodes fucking Inuyasha had? That bitch had like 150 alone in its first freaking installment.
That poor child had to watch Inuyasha twice. Who would want to go back?
True.
Iron Reaver Soul
That's the real That's the real tragedy.
Fun fact, my sister actually wanted me to come over and show her Inuyasha because she's actually a year younger than you, Critter. So she caught like Inuyasha around that time that it was really taking off, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to rewatch this show and see if it's as good as I remember." The only thing that I really remember about it was that I really liked it, and I thought that Inuyasha was hot. And I'm like, "Oh my god." I mean, we all thought that, but you know, the fact that my little sister is saying that.
Teddy Bear Paladin says, "Envy filled my stuffing for the plastic that had so enraptured my cub's heart. And then in sacred playtime, through my cub's mouth, the plastic bear called me big brother, and a new feeling began." Oh,
no. Oh, my heart.
Well, I'm waiting for the punchline to be overbearing rage. Also, the Zecutor asked, what kind of kids were you? Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, or Disney Channel? I firmly had a series of Cartoon Network was always my go-to. I would always check
I was
that
gonna
regularly.
say, same
but,
here.
But if there was nothing on that, I would check Nickelodeon. And then after that, it would be... If I had to check the Disney Channel, I was desperate. That was the rule.
For me, it was like... It's similar, but it depends on at certain like time frames, right? Because from the early 2000s to the 2010s, it was exactly... It was more so... Cartoon Network first, then Disney Channel, then Nickelodeon, because there were a lot of great stuff, especially cartoon-wise, back in Disney Channel. You got Kim Possible, American Dragon, Proud fucking Family, dog. Like it was great back then. It was the
yeah. I'm not saying that Disney Channel didn't have bangers at all. I just distinctly remember that like I liked the programming on the other channels more.
No, that's fair enough. No, that's fair enough.
Like, I was
got
gonna
you.
say, like, freaking, goddamn, the like Proud Family was awesome, but especially American Dragon Jake Long is like
it was fantastic.
I need to rewatch Dragon.
Yeah.
I
That was
can't
the thing
unhear that
with
theme
Disney.
song.
If you got one of their animated shows, Disney was great. If you got one of their
Yeah.
live action shows, no.
It's a mixed bag. I mean, it depends on when you get them. Because, again, like, their early stuff, really, really good. Freaking
Oh, yeah.
Eve and Steven was great. Fucking Zach and Cody was great.
Well,
I actually
what was
have a
it?
Disney original live action show on this list.
until you learn that some of the cheats they did that were actually really fucked up. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
let's admit the live action shows on a lot of these kids channels have sadly been tainted by the test of time because of all the backstory. Like, I adore
True.
all the Nickelodeon sitcoms. Like, I remember them being awesome, but God,
Yeah.
the stink hangs over them. But
we can watch Big Wolf on Campus guilt-free because I read an interview with one of the main characters, and he said, "Yeah, we had free reign to do basically whatever we wanted, so the show is full of in-jokes, and we're basically just a bunch of bros doing what we wanted."
Oh, that sounds like so.
Oh,
much
fuck
fun.
yeah, let's go. But yeah, past
well-
the 2010s, then it just goes into the order that
Well,
Raymond described for me because, yeah, I wasn't a fan of what Disney had live action wise. The only time I ever watched it was when Phineas and Ferb was on.
I was going
That's
to
about it.
clarify it that the reason why I think Disney is so disgusting is they didn't abuse their actors as much as I don't think Nickelodeon did. Like the difference there,
Right.
but they abused their contracts. That's why.
Yes.
They absolutely.
That's
did.
why Sweet Life of Zack and Cody became what's the sequel to it, quote unquote?
Sweet Life on Deck or whatever.
Sweet Life on Deck, yeah.
So the reason they did that is because every actor signed a contract that after 3 years they would get a pay raise. So in order to avoid that, Disney basically canceled the show and then made a new show for a 3-year contract that did the exact same thing and then canceled that one at the end. So the idea is they would never have to actually pay raise and then they could just renegotiate at a lower rate all the time.
Which is all kinds of fucked up.
Very scummy. My
Yeah.
my favorite was
Sorry.
Kids WB actually, which was short-lived, I feel like. But that was the one that I knew where to find like anime. Like I remember Yu-Gi-Oh was on Kids WB, I think. Pokemon was on Kids WB. So if that was around, that was my choice.
Oh yeah.
Like Saturdays you catch those. Saturdays I catch those. There's also Fox Kids as well. Cubix was on there as well.
God, Cubix. You unlocked a deep memory there.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I think they had Eon Kid on there, unless that was a 4Kids thing.
Yeah,
does anyone remember Eon Kid? I'm not the only one.
Yeah, Irish Katana. I completely forgot about WB Kids, but I remember there are some good shows on there.
Kids.
Kids WB. I swear I'm dyslexic. I'm not diagnosed, but I swear I'm dyslexic.
From the sounds of it, I kind of had the gambit of kids television programming because I did have Kids WB, I had Fox Kids, I had PBS, I had Disney, and I had Canadian channels YTV and eventually Teletoon in 1999. So I had seven channels dedicated for children's programming, and I had to divvy up my time for all of them at some point or another. When I was
Canadians,
yeah, well, even more channels if you wanted to have French, which
oh god, Shaolin Showdown, that was the shit back in the day.
I was gonna say Shaolin Showdown in French. Okay, that's an interesting combo.
But yeah, I watched Kids PBS and I watched PBS a lot as like a young kid as well as Disney, and then when I got older, I switched around to other channels. So around the time we got like 7 to 12 years old and stuff like that, then I would get into like Kids WB, Fox Kids, and YTV, and then Teletoon. And then Teletoon back then was considered like the grown-up kids channel because it did have late night adult programming on it.
God, which okay, someone remind me, which kids channel was it that late at night, like at like it was like I think it might have been Cartoon Network or after Adult Swim, between like the hours of 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. No, I think maybe like 5 a.m. They would just run like a lot of adult ads on loop for like Girls Gone Wild.
Oh my god! I know what you're talking. I think
You
I
know
might
exactly what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah, I know. It wasn't
like,
any of the.
Because I remember
I
being
don't
sick.
think.
I remember being sick one night, and like just staying up and like watching Adult Swim, and then it ends, and then just all of a sudden, it's just like Girls Gone Wild. No, you understand? You remember? Okay, it was worse than Rooster Teeth's fucking ads. All right, it was like literally would drill into your brain.
It was nothing but ads.
It was nothing but ads, and it was like the same ad. Like you would get it over the course of half
that was
an hour.
Comedy Central, apparently.
Was that Comedy Central? Was that Comedy
I
Central?
think so.
Okay, all right. But I remember there's
John is
some adult.
enthusiastically agreeing with you.
Wait, who is?
Oh,
Sean Full Dark.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I'm reading this like your Smiling Friends character. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Like, and you go into a back room and you come up with like a DVD that recorded just that block of ads. Like it's just 3 hours of advertisements. It's like, why did you do this? Why would you go through the trouble of that?
Irish Katana says for $2, Jackie Chan Adventures for the win.
Yes.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Until the later seasons. I think the first season was like the best I remember, and then the second one got kind of. They like introduced a new MacGuffin type, I think, in the second season, and then
They did?
I feel like they.
It was always something
Yeah, they
kind
did.
of different.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
like third or fourth season, they started getting into something. I can't remember what it was. They started getting into like they made the dragon on the wall become a person. Oh God, I'm trying to remember.
That did happen. I remember. It was weird.
Yeah.
Because I remember like the first season was really good, and like then the second season. That's right. So the first season had the dragon on the wall that you need to all the talismans to unlock, and then the second season had all of his like relatives, like all the other zodiac creatures or something like that needed to like. They were all his relatives that were also as evil, and they needed to stop them. I think. Was it initially the talismans were broken and they needed to be reformed, or was it like second season that they were broken and they needed to go recollect the spirits of them?
I think it was the second season because I think the first season was just find the talisman, and then they broke, and then they got sucked into the actual animals that represented the talismans.
I still remember. I credit Jackie Chan Adventures by introducing me to what a chinchilla is. Because I remember there's like they had the shape-shifting talisman, and like Jade just shapeshifts Jackie into a chinchilla just randomly, and she's like, "Oh, so that's what
that looks like."
oh, so that's what a chinchilla is. Cute." And it's just like that stuck with me.
Yeah, it stuck with me too.
Philip Schwartz says, I lived in Michigan, so I watched a lot of CBC shows.
Okay,
Which was that
gotcha.
one?
I'm trying to remember. I think those are like the crime drama stuff, right?
Probably. Like,
Or is that
sounds about
CBS?
right.
They also had children's programming on it, from what I have learned through wiki walking.
Oh yeah, there is
Since-
CBC Kids.
Yes, I don't think we had that, or at least I didn't see it, but I know from my learnings.
Time Warp Trio. That's a deep cut. That only ran for a single like small season, I thought.
I don't remember that.
I remember like
I don't think I saw that.
the kid, like it's like the trio is like kind of a Zap Brannigan kind of meathead captain type character. You have like C-3PO,
okay.
like wisecracking robot guy, and then you had this kid
Yeah.
who was like kind of this
Oh
character,
yeah.
like they would tag along. And I just remember
Reading
like
Rainbow.
there was an entire like episode where the kid just gets abandoned on an island alone.
Oh my god!
And like they like he's just there for like an entire year, and then they come back and they get him because they realize, oh no, we forgot the kid at the very end of the episode. I just remember like the him coming out of the bushes like, man, I wish we had time travel with toilet paper. These leaves itch, and I was like, oh.
When I was in like 3rd grade, my parents got rid of television entirely.
Oh.
So and then we didn't get it back until I was in like high school. So for all of middle school, basically, I just missed all the shows. I was so behind on everything pop culturally. I missed all of Lost, which was such a shame.
You could call it lost time.
I call it that weird show that the Nuzlocke character is based off of.
That's right. It is based on. I never watched Lost. I just never.
Me neither.
It never connected to it. But I know a lot of people did, and I just know that show was such a dick tease. Just it is like it never answered a fucking question because it was all mystery boxes all the way down.
Irish Katana for $5 says, no, it was Talismans first, Demon Siblings second, Zodiac Animals third, Oni fourth, Demon Chi.
Yeah, it's the fourth and fifth where I fell off because I remember the third, and I remember I think maybe it was during the third that I fell off because I just couldn't keep up with it. They were changing its slot a lot.
It's very funny that the Jack Chan adventures get brought up because I just finished watching a video about how someone was falling out of love with Jackie Chan because they learned that he has a private life and it's not that great.
Oh,
damn.
Okay.
He's a big proponent of West Taiwanese government, and I am not a fan of the West Taiwanese government.
Neither am I.
And by uttering that, I am probably banned from West Taiwan. So I mean,
shucks, vacation plans ruined.
Well, I say that, but like, there's a running theory that he's like under duress to some extent. Like, there's a big thumb pressing down on him. So it's like, if that's the case, I feel real bad for the guy because I don't want anyone in that situation.
No.
But yeah.
But, anyway,
on a more positive
where are we
note,
watching?
What are we looking at first?
Well, we have a ton of options. We have young children's shows. We have old tween shows. We have live action. We have cartoons. We have a whole gambit of shows. I can list off the basic summaries of these shows if you want or need them.
Just pick one at random.
Pick one at random?
How many files are in here in total? I'm actually quoting if you have 20, because that would be ironically perfect.
I have 2 pictures and a couple, I think 1 or 2 YTV bumpers on here, so not all of them are like actual episodes.
I was gonna say, because like we could just roll a d20 and let fate decide.
Although you can still do that because I do have 20 shows on the list. I just think that I might be missing an episode or whatever, and yeah.
All right. So I'll get you a link to a dice rolling website.
Sure.
I need to figure out which tabs I have available.
While we do that, sorry.
I was about to read off somebody said in the chat, Twilight, we have Gambit, 90s X-Men intro intensifies. Fucking funny.
All right, well, it's not visually crazy, but
that's both funny and sad at the same time. If
I
y'all
can
watch
show off
the freaking 97, anyone who's watched 97.
Okay.
So just pop that on screen for us to see.
That got opened in a different window, so I'm gonna have to. Whoa! No.
Mucha Lucha. Okay, I thought that show was a fever dream. Yeah, I used to watch that show.
Mucha Lucha. It's a way of life. Mucha Lucha.
Mucha Lucha. Dude, there was this one time when I was sick and I was at home for like a week, and I got to watch like those episodes straight.
No one will run from the flea. Oh God, I think the flea was like my first introduction. I know he wasn't a lech like Mineta, but he's like fills that same archetype of the kind of. I guess he's more disgusting in terms of like actual physical stuff as opposed to anything else.
Right. Yeah, I think that was like one of the first. Well, maybe not one of the first, but definitely the ones that stuck out in terms of just like a lot of gross out humor. That and whatever came out of like freaking Billy and Mandy, obviously.
Oh, Billy and Mandy, man.
Oh,
Remember?
I don't know how to easily switch the tabs here.
Oh, really? It should be at the very top.
Oh.
You should, like, switch tab to this thing.
Oh, okay. No.
Huh.
It just says stop sharing or view the tab.
Weird. Okay.
Wait, why not just copy the link on the same tab and go to that? And just press enter on there on the search bar.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
LT Gray, yo! LT Gray's underrated.
I never
seriously.
watched LT Gray. Yeah, that was when that.
Ah,
I was too old at that point for it, I think.
A little after my time.
It was so cool. It's very unique. It
For
was
the record,
so unique.
this will only
compared to
stop
most
when
of
you
the
hit
shows at the
stop.
time.
So
Yeah, I know. Okay, 6.
Okay.
6. Yeah.
So if we go back to the tabs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Animorphs.
Oh God, the one that might most easily get me copyright claimed. Oh great. All right,
Well, I guess
shield
we're
up.
running that gambit.
Shields up.
If you want to, I did give you that Animorph shield if you want it. I didn't get you all of the shields that were unique to. But well, you just have the Team Jack shield. You could just use that.
Who remembers that future Sherlock Holmes cartoon? I remember that one. That wasn't
Shirley
on.
Holmes?
No. There was a cartoon called Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century.
Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century.
Oh yeah.
I could barely catch that show.
Dude, I watched like the first 2 episodes of it recently, and like the amount of times that they made him say elementary, like every other sentence.
Where
It's
is
like
the audio control on cast?
The audio control?
Like, if we're listening through cast,
right?
How do I turn it up and down volume wise?
Hold on.
Because like I need to be
classic scuff.
No,
Team Jack. Get your bingo board. Mark off there's scuff.
I don't know if this counts as scuff. This is just like we're in uncharted waters. I think scuff is
the
when,
scuff would have been the first
if
couple
something that's
snippets.
supposed to work and isn't working, that's what scuff is. This is just I don't know what we're doing, and I'm really worried about getting a copyright strike.
Well, I can make the volume really low if you want, but
the Team Jack logo just looks so dang good. Look at that.
Yes, it does. I'm so happy.
You
with
gotta love it.
You know what? No balls. Let's go for it. If we get taken down, everyone message us if we get taken down. And I can figure it out from there.
I'm so excited. I got some YTV merch on. I have the Zone hat and I got a YTV shirt on. I'm ready to go.
She does.
I'm so happy.
Us.
Yeah.
She's like, I've
also
been waiting for this moment.
Yes. Also, I got the long version of this episode, so we're good.
Yeah. Which episode? Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Have you watched the Animorphs TV show before?
Okay, so I never watched it. I didn't know. I knew there was one, but I never got to watch it until last year. Because I found out it was streaming on Amazon Prime, and so I watched it. But I was a huge fan of the books. I read the books nonstop, over and over and over again.
Oh my god, we used to role play Animorphs in the front yard of the school back as kids.
Nice. Who was your favorite character? Mine was Cassie.
I love Rachel. Rachel is good.
Wait, let me double check. If you could like go to a frame so I could get a good idea of like where it is positioned on the whatchamacallit. Make sure everything is like it's picking up you. You need to pick up this. Okay, there we go. Okay, there, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I was gonna cut things off, and I don't want to do that. Don't want to cut things off. Okay, there we go. And then
Penguins in Madagascar. Yeah, that one was really good. I really like that.
That one also passed me by.
Yeah.
It's
didn't like-
unfortunate. That is the kind of show that you would definitely like, Raymond.
I didn't like Madagascar much.
Neither did I.
Me neither, which was why Penguins was so good.
I usually like all those actors except for what's his name? The loser, who's the giraffe. What's his name?
Oh, that
David
guy.
Schwimmer. I usually like all those actors much more, except for David Schwimmer, than what Madagascar does for them.
Was Adam Sandler
What?
in that? I don't remember who.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. Okay, so it's just the look-alike to Adam Sandler.
Bargain bin Adam Sandler.
No, other way around.
Oh.
Adam Sandler is the bargain bin Ben's.
What a tongue twister! Adam Sandler is the bargain bin Ben Stiller.
Being Team Jack people.
All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Jake.
And I'm an addict.
Hi, Jake.
I wanted to tell you.
Oh, if you want me to pause at any
make this
time,
message,
just tell me.
Because if anything happens to me or any of my friends, somebody needs to know what's going on.
We've stolen the Declaration of
I
Independence.
can't tell you where I live or my last name. You just have to trust me that what I'm talking about is real. This is a real place, a real town. It may even be your town.
They did really take it super seriously.
They did. I love it.
Here it is.
I appreciate children's media that does that.
Yeah.
Fun fact, do you recognize Jake's actor?
And I landed here
He looks
Vaguely,
familiar.
He does look familiar.
on our planet.
Have you seen
We're gonna talk about
X-Men?
another alien race.
Oh my! Oh yeah, he's
Bobby.
He's Iceman.
Yeah.
He's Bobby.
Okay.
I have another fun fact. Did you know he's a twin, and his twin
That's what I
is
thought,
also
but
an
what was
actor?
happening?
How would we
Really?
know?
Yeah, I knew that.
That was easy. But I wasn't the only one.
Also, I apologize for anyone that wants to watch this straight through with no commentary.
None
One,
of us
that's
saw it.
illegal. We can't do that.
Together we watched an alien.
Yeah.
Or reaction. Like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to prevent a copyright strike on my
I mean,
channel.
I could feel my heart pounding in my chest.
You should probably see a doctor.
I felt weird.
Yeah.
I felt excited and afraid.
How old are you again? Because this might be natural,
When I
buddy.
saw it, it's the end.
In the books, they were revealed to be 13 at the time.
Yeah. It was
really-
around that.
It was really weird. I mean, he spoke to us in thoughts.
I like how
You know,
he's
I knew
giving
he
a
was there to help us. I
testimonial,
wasn't afraid.
but he also didn't think about like turning on a light.
He told us about these aliens
Yeah.
for years.
To be fair, when you're a 13-year-old content creator,
Struggle
you're not
creatures.
thinking about that.
Right.
Especially
Mind
not
your
in the mid-90s.
They control you and use
Hi,
human
my
bodies as
name is
hosts.
Jake. I'm from State Farm.
I've never been afraid, let me tell you. It does weird things.
Something this video is not doing a good job at displaying
Takes
is
over
how
your
much
mind and your body.
denim everyone
Makes you
wore
wanna scream.
in the show.
What do you mean? He's wearing jeans and a jean jacket.
Inside too.
My friends are counting on me. I can't tell them when I'm afraid and not. Because they trust me. They look up to me. I think they trust me more than I trust myself right now.
We do trust falls every Thursday.
We're way over our heads.
The Animorphs was crazy with how
not so
actually serious it was, both the books
Yeah.
and the show.
Yeah.
Yes. I watched a couple videos just summarizing what happened in the books.
Oh yeah, the opening.
I fucking love this opening.
Here.
No place to hide, no one to trust, no one to help you when you're lost. There's only us.
I know you guys love this.
This goes so hard. Holy
I'm
shit.
getting reminded of Spoonie
Oh my
reviewing
God.
Final Fantasy 13. And he
Okay,
being like,
don't
oh yeah, soft J-pop.
Dude,
I'm
this
so
shit
hyped to
is
kick ass.
bad. It's all
Okay.
in your head.
Okay, that part when they were showing the characters, that is some Power Rangers ass shit.
Half an hour ago, I was just a regular kid. Not anymore. It's amazing how quickly your whole life can change.
Oh, when I watched this on Amazon Prime, they didn't have the episodes in order, so I was very, very confused.
Oh dear.
I was like, when did Tobias become a hawk? We missed that part. What the hell?
Oh,
We just left
did
that
you
off screen.
do you recognize that game that they're playing? It's Beasties.
I'll make it.
Oh.
Are you breathing again, Marco? You dare me?
They actually use a real game. You know what? Shows should do that way
that
more
dog,
when people are
Yeah,
playing
that
video
dog
games in the
has
show.
the most expressive eyes. Holy shit.
He does. I love him.
You mean like how most people shout out their patrons? Yeah.
You are now in the Magi atmosphere with 3,660,000 points.
Six,
I
six, six.
always wanted to go to a arcade like this. It looked so fun.
Oh my god, that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm being reminded of VR. Oh, was it VR Troopers? No.
Please enter more coins. 1 minute playing time to
Oh,
go.
Virtual Fight. I'm trying to remember. There was a mech game that you could play in arcades that was really good. I actually, I have it emulated, quote unquote,
Hi.
on a
Hey, guys.
Sega Genesis.
Where have you been?
Saturn.
Nice.
Sale.
Excuse me, but I am captain of the gymnastics team. We had a meet. So, what have you been
Excuse
doing,
me, but here's my
Galactic Warrior?
exposition jump.
At least it's not like completely out of left field, because some people do talk like that.
Also, I'm
It's natural
surprised.
enough.
Yeah. Also, I'm surprised they even allowed the dog in here.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
know.
say.
Another 20 minutes.
That was something you
Times have
rarely
changed.
see.
Times have
Come on,
changed.
let's go. Looks like those obedience classes are paying off.
Marco, your
Oh, look.
quips.
It's definitely nighttime.
Yeah, totally
Oh
night
god,
time.
yeah, they're doing that. It's
So
totally
funny.
not the world ending or anything like that. You know, that's what that lighting would actually detonate.
You know, I'd prefer movies nowadays do this, where they put an atrocious dark blue filter on everything, rather than filming in actual darkness where I can't see anything ever.
Yeah.
And it gives it a unique style. Like, you can play around with that.
Yeah,
You can play around with that.
I would rather
Mhm.
they just get good at filming at nighttime instead of being lazy about it. Like, oh, it's so dark.
Get good.
But like, I learned some lighting tricks. I'm shit at lighting, but like, I know there are tricks you can do to actually brighten up darkness.
We've got to find him.
Oh,
Come on,
I
over.
forgot. I'm so excited because I found honey Buddha chips at my local store.
Come on, boy.
What?
For
what is
anyone,
that?
Come on. Do you see
well,
him?
they're actually called honey butter chips, but they were featured very heavily in an Otome game where a character would constantly talk about how much he bought like a whole bunch of them and he just ate nothing but honey Buddha chips because he had way too much money on his hands because he did a lot of dangerous work and for the government, and he was very miserable, and the only thing that he had was his
Look.
talking to his agent and honey Buddha chips. So he just was like, yeah, I'm eating more honey Buddha chips, and then another character is like, oh, you can't find those anywhere. How do you have so much of them? I have money.
Money.
We've got to have more money.
Money. We've got to have money.
Look, there's a crashing spaceship. Perhaps there's more money on
He's
it.
right.
How many layers everyone is wearing? Like, Jake
know.
himself is wearing like 3 different jackets.
Yeah, what
As
time
was-
of year was this?
As was the style at the time.
Yeah, that was the style.
It also was filmed in Canada, so.
Yeah,
I
these
guess
Americans
that's fair.
probably were like, I'm cold.
As was the
Like-
style at the time.
Oh, shush.
Guys, it's a 50-50 shot whether or not you're going to be vaporized at this.
Yeah, maybe you should move out the way of that.
Well, he did explain before that, like, the moment that he saw him, he wasn't afraid anymore. Because Alfangor
He
made
was
it that way.
Jesus. I'm joking, of course. But,
Be not afraid. It's like, I'm gonna tap that. Be more afraid.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
decent job on the alien designs. I bet
Yeah.
they hated it. Like the practical effects team was like, "What the hell is this? How do we make this?"
Oh no, I guarantee you that like
What
a
is
practical effects team
I
loves a
don't know, but
challenge
it's
like those
definitely not
centaur
from my
games.
hood.
Like that's
Yeah.
That's what I always hear whenever I'm like, I watch a lot of like Dead Meat and there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff about like the practical effects. Like they hate doing the actual like grind work, but they love the finished product. They adore that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So I imagine if like they did such a good job on this, I bet they're
Yeah,
really
so?
fucking proud.
So we have to help it.
What if it's like radioactive or something?
Oh, please.
Oh please, it's
What do
a
you mean,
fucking
please,
alien!
it's an alien! What the fuck are you talking about?
I think
Hold on there!
I'm thinking it might be radioactive.
Like bro, we know
No,
we're all sterile
Radioactive
right
is
now.
a different TV show, Marco.
Marco would go on to join the band Imagine Dragons and was inspired in this.
Maybe we should try talking to it.
I'm waking up.
Just let me get on my
Dash
alien
and
Dash and dust!
Do not be afraid.
Okay,
know
but how about
Where did
I
that
be a little afraid?
I heard it.
Because, you know, you're talking in my head and you're kind of dying.
It's in my head.
Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
Ah, grab my head!
You're hurt. We can help you.
No, I just
Can
pulled
you?
a muscle.
Charlie Horst. Ironically, I have the lower half of my
Ironically.
Should give me a shirt. He's wounded.
Oh yes, go towards the alien when you have no idea what that's the duty
It's
you
gonna
were
be
in.
okay. Cassie knows a lot about animals.
Bitch,
Wait,
do
is
I
it
look like
You're not an animal!
I will die.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow.
They really blew their load on the eyes, because they reused that shot for a bunch of things.
Yeah.
What?
Must protect yourselves from the
What for?
The what?
Well,
The villains and Axe when he gets introduced.
well, this show also had the budget of a shoelace, so
they must have a host to live in.
no, they blew their budget on this shot. Honestly,
They enter your brain and take over your thoughts and feelings.
early CG.
We also
was
call
probably
them-
so expensive.
Controllers.
We also call them Twitter.
Your friends.
The Yerg gets in your brain and then she goes, "Pussy and Baya."
Wait a second.
Oh,
You're
dude,
telling me
dude,
that some
this
slimy
stream
aliens
had
like
bots
can
on
come
it,
into our brains
and I was just
Yeah.
scrolling. Like, I scrolled down. The first one's like, you know,
Control us?
pussy and bio, or whatever. The second one's just straight up pussy. It's just like,
Yeah.
you don't even put it in bio. You just put it on the fucking video.
Your way to fight yours.
Oh, guys, be careful.
I hear a
Loki's coming
voice in
for
my
us.
head.
Touch one side of the cure.
I'm not touching that.
If you don't, then everything you love will be destroyed. Your brothers, your sisters, your parents.
One of them's just like, you
Pretty
know,
sure I know.
not really
Well, I
feeling
mean,
You heard him.
one of their parents
We
is
have no
not dead
choice.
yet, but he's going to be in just a couple of
Insane.
minutes.
Damn, quit spoiling it for the audience, Twilight.
I don't think that
books
ever
are-
appeared in the show.
I,
Okay.
Like 40 years old.
she like touches it and it's like, now you can answer for a chance to win a free car.
I am thou, thou art I.
Animorphs persona. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Link, actually, I mean, isn't that just a regular Shin Megami Tensei? I know that some of them like have transforming characters.
Some of them do, some of them don't. I mean, most of them don't, but some of them do. There's like Digital Data Saga, I think it was, where you actually transform into the demons.
You have Link to the first flame.
Oh yeah!
Oh man. I actually never watched this whole show because I only watched it on TV, and I actually have 2 copies of the VHS.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
Change our form.
But
You mean you can change into animals?
Critter, does it do the David arc?
I don't think so. I don't remember David being there. Yeah. Because I was pissed off because they don't actually give them their actual, like, go-to animals.
Yeah.
And I was like, David's supposed to be here to do this as well.
I loved the David arc so much. I reread that trilogy so much that my books nearly fell apart.
Nice.
guys, this guy just dropped an alien spaceship at your feet. Use it. I'd be like, I ain't running. I have a friendly alien here. You have a crash. I'm stealing your spaceship.
Also, I actually do have some Animorphs books that did fall apart. That was the first and second Megamorphs books.
I was gonna say,
okay.
my go-to Halo books actually deteriorated. They're shredded to shit. The first 3 Halo novels.
I think I sent you those pictures of my destroyed books, Raven.
I'm guessing that's physics.
I would send you a picture of my first Halo novel, but it's gone. It disintegrated.
What an honor it is to be in the presence of a legend. You managed to trick quite a few of our fighters. Visser 3.
What year did this come out?
1996, I believe.
Not terrible graphics, special effects,
I was gonna say, it's
for
actually
a
really
TV series.
Yeah.
with a shoestring budget. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, I remember a lot of people bitching that, like, oh, it looks like garbage because it's like, well, they didn't have that big of a budget because, let's face it, as popular as the books are, I'm pretty sure that it was still a bit of a gamble to turn this into a TV show.
Yeah.
And they're so weak. Our army will be 1 billion strong.
And Robbie, yeah.
My biggest complaint about the show is that because clearly, like, getting the animals was more of a hassle for the film crew to handle, especially more specific animals than others. They don't actually transform to animals very often, or at least as often as they do in the books, which I found disappointing.
Probably because they've been talking about there have been rumors about remaking this show for at least 10 years now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if they did that now, it would probably all be CG.
They should just animate it.
It would be much.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, they
Animorphs
absolutely
the anime.
Oh my god.
Pan should do an anime.
I mean, to be fair, they did one for Del Toro.
Ironically.
Yeah. If they could do Del Toro, they could do anything. They did Powerpuff Girls. Fuck
They
it.
also
They
did
did Cyberpunk.
They did Magic
Cyberpunk.
Treehouse.
I'm
You
sorry.
remember the Magic Treehouse?
Yeah.
Bubbles, she's fun in the water.
Also, we're watching Vor in real time, people.
Oh, I missed the Vor. I was too busy remembering Critter's awesome new video on gushing over magic girls. Available on her channel. Please go check that out now.
It's true. Yeah.
Also,
It's also
this,
my merch announcement.
Yay! Also, this show apparently came out in 96.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing that I remember about it was that I had to quit Girl Guides specifically to not miss Animorphs on TV.
Thanks.
Like, I enjoyed going to Girl Guides, but not as much as, like, watching this show, because I loved it so much. And it's like, yeah, I mean,
Wait.
the main reason why I went to Girl Guides in the first place was because they were doing a sleepover at a church and a movie night.
Also,
And
where
then
does
it was
Jacket
never
go?
as fun. Huh?
I said, where does Jacket go?
Oh, Jake's Jacket? It was removed.
Yeah, but during that was how he escaped from Vor.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's being chased by a death claw from Fallout. Why do you think that was a good idea?
Oh, great.
Oh, I'm finally looking at the chat, and I just see I don't know who this David is, but he sounds like Red Ranger. No, he's
No.
evil Green Ranger.
Yeah.
David is a bastard.
Yeah, David was an asshole. Though what happened to him was pretty fucked up.
It was.
that
That was the first time I was like, this book is crazy.
yeah, that like lives in my brain, just remembering how Rachel had to eat her own tail in order to escape.
Yeah.
Because I remember that lasted for like paragraphs, like just talking about how she had to like chew through her tail bit by bit.
So
Oh, it's gonna happen. You guys ready? It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I was
Gonna
gonna
happen.
say, like, he's gonna have to disguise himself as a dog. And it's like, does he become the same dog?
Yeah, you have to touch the animal to absorb their DNA, and then you
Yeah.
become an exact replica of their DNA. So you could touch different dogs and become a hybrid if you wanted to,
Ooh.
but if you just touch one, you become an exact copy of that one.
Could you hybridize animals together, like a dog and a bird? Like, can you get like bird wings?
No.
No, it
Rachel
had to be the same
accidentally
exact animal.
got allergic to alligator DNA, and so the result was hybridizing multiple different animals, and that was a negative all around.
Yeah, that got changed to Cassie having the allergy in the show. Also, fun fact, I have a character who I was challenged to create an original OC for a superhero roleplay, and I came up with a character called Lena, whose power was absorbing the DNA of animals and then transforming into them for however long she wanted. And then when I was done with her, I was like, oh, I just made Rachel. Oops.
My totally original character, do
Just
not
without the
steal.
2-hour time limit, and she has the ability to hybridize. Because her superhero name was Chimera.
The train
Nice.
dude. Colt, can you fuse animals? Gets Tucker flashbacks. Please no. It's like,
No. Why are you chasing the dog?
Oh, okay. Immediately goes up in my approval list because of that backbeat. Oh god, I love that type of drum. I guess it's just snare, but like the '90s had this everywhere, and I fucking love that shit.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It's sort of like breakbeat, isn't that?
Yeah,
Is that what it's
breakbeat.
called?
I think it's
Breakbeat?
breakbeat. It's good.
Last night when I got home, I called Jake. He didn't answer.
Something that transformation you really lose when you don't get to hear their internal thoughts with the show is how actually terrible it is to transform, because
It
you can
is.
feel your bones crunching
Yeah.
and moving.
That was something that I played with Lena as well, especially because I added in a quirk of her character that she actually had a lot of trouble transforming, and sometimes even got stuck mid-morph and had to reverse herself.
I was gonna say, I think the sound design did enough heavy lifting there, actually.
Yeah.
'Cause, like the bone
did.
cracking sound was actually really well done.
I thought that thing got him.
It didn't.
Yeah, it'd be obvious that he didn't. Like, didn't you see him in class?
I mean, it works. I became Homer last night. That's how I got away. No.
Also, like, I watch this show so often, and I didn't pay attention to, like, the early books because the later books don't really talk about their, like, facial features or anything that much, so I forgot that in the books, Tobias was a blonde. And then when I read the first... Yeah, I read the first book again, and I'm like, wait, what do you mean he's a blonde? I'm used to the show where his hair is black. The complete opposite.
You were Homer?
It really is weird when you think about it, how a character's appearance and description are vital unless they're not.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Not really.
Because like we're in one of the projects that I'm working on, you know, it hints at all this stuff. We're currently going through some character designs, and I'm sitting there like deciding how vital is it a character looks a certain way, versus does it actually need to be that way? Like, how much of the character is dependent on their visual versus their personality?
Right.
It's just too weird. You know,
It's a weird
beyond
balance.
Way beyond.
Hey, I swear, it's true. I mean, I keep on thinking I'm gonna wake up and this is all gonna be a dream. But it's not.
Everyone else, I think, looks spot on from the books, though.
Mm-hmm.
It happened, right?
Yeah, from what I remember how they were described, yeah.
Is Tobias'
Yeah,
actor just pretty good? Is he a good actor, I guess?
I guess so. But yeah, just he's the only one that looks different.
So now what?
He doesn't stick
wouldn't
around for
Save the
long.
world.
I wouldn't be in the mood
No, he
to eat
doesn't.
all that much if I saw a blue alien horse guy
kidding.
get
Well, like, they all
bored
have
to death
Sunny
last
D.
night.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, oh that's Sunny D. What the fuck?
Oh,
I
dude.
should have bought some. at
Oh
the
man,
store.
I want Sunny D now.
Yeah.
We went to a nice place over the weekend for my mom's for Mother's
Looks like
Day.
some kind of a disc or something.
But for Mother's
It's
Day,
gotta be important. They
and
said to
it was a place that was
guard it
mostly
with my
geared
heart and my
towards
soul.
like
He knew
drinks
your
than
name.
it was really
How
food
come?
or anything.
like I know. It's
But
probably
they
telepathic or
they served
something.
mocktails,
But that
and I got
disc, I
this
mean, that's
blood
gotta be able
orange
to help
one.
us somehow.
Oh my god,
get
it
it
was
back.
so good.
Are you kidding me?
Like, and now I just want orange things. Like, I want Sunny
No,
D
it's
right
not.
now.
It's not sponsored by Sunny D because they took the labels off.
Didn't you hear the news? Yeah, they're looking for some kids who set off fireworks.
Fireworks. That's a laugh. Maybe they're lying. Maybe they've got yerks in their heads.
That means the years could be eaten.
Classic bully. Just bum rush the table for no reason.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
Also, Train Dude, honestly, I'm glad they couldn't get the DNA of Godzilla. That would also be overpowered. Oh my god. Imagine how much they would have to shift and change to become some irradiated lizard thing.
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say,
God.
like, you want to talk about radiation?
Well, I mean, they
anyone
could
going to reign in this
technically
chaos, or do I
have
do
like a
everything
whole bunch of
myself?
alien DNA, so they could probably do it.
Incompetence.
Can they turn into other humans?
Yes, but they choose not to. It's one of their unwritten rules that they have.
Axe, who is another Blue Centaur guy, he joins their team,
Yeah.
and in order to hide as a human, he absorbs all of these kids' DNA to become like a weird hybrid of all of them.
Yeah, I remember that.
Interesting. Also, I really like that. And like, that's something that even some shows, like for adults, wouldn't do. That's subtlety of
Five
like
of us
the
against
leg
an
thing.
army of alien slugs.
I am genuinely shocked that I'm getting a more nutritious meal out of this story than like a CW show.
Also, as over dramatic as this is, I love the lighting during that last scene, though.
It was really
It is
good.
appropriately eerie given just the subject matter, because that's like, it's morphin' time. Anyways, like, that's one of the things I really like about Animorphs, just the idea of being in a town that you lived in for pretty much your whole life, and with just one being what was it, presented with the truth that everything about it has changed and you can't tell anyone. That sense of isolation these kids feel because of that. Like,
Oh, it's like
I-
classic
again-
superhero secret identity stuff. Like that's just good shit if you do it
Yeah.
right.
But also
Yeah,
the reversal,
I think
because it's
sort of
like anyone could be a Yerg.
Yes,
the bad
yeah,
guy
yes,
slugs.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
The
That's what I'm
paranoia-
saying. And it's also the
paranoia stuff.
fact that these are all like kids pretty much. Like, yeah, usually in superhero stuff, it's sort of like either teenagers or young adults. But in this case, these kids are like in middle school.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
this is baby's first John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it really,
It really
was.
is. Like, yeah, because you got the shape shifting thing down. Because I was watching the shape shifting, like, yeah, it was just a smear effect where it was transitioning from one thing to another. But like the sound effects and the way it was positioned and the way they did it nice and slow over time to emphasize the different parts of the body, like his hand. The hand was the most impressive one to me. Like, That was all like the body horror of the thing, and then you got like the whole paranoia aspect of like you don't know who's a villain. Like there's some good shit here. I'm very impressed.
They
with this
also
first episode.
all the dialogue is really believable. Like the kid, they don't just cool, an alien, yeah, I believe you. Like they debate with each other.
Yeah.
Yes!
We don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
It's all on Amazon Prime, free to watch. You don't need a subscription service or anything. You could watch all of it. I highly recommend you do. It gets better.
Apparently, just keep up like a list of the episode names so you don't get lost in like, because apparently Amazon has them out of order. So
yeah.
Oh shit, that's
yeah. Like this show, even the books. Like I remember my mom coming to me one day, and it was like. I was so excited about, like, because all of my classmates and stuff were talking about this new book series called Animorphs, and I was so excited to read it. And then she comes to me one day and she's like, okay, so I bought you this book series called Animorphs, but from what I hear from other parents, like, it's really dark. Do you think that it's appropriate for you? And I'm like, yes, please, I'm old enough, give it to me. She's like, okay. I'll trust you.
Girl now.
Yeah.
People underestimate what kids can handle when it comes down to the dark. I read Dune when I was in middle school.
Yeah. But like I'm just really glad that my mom like asked me whether or not I was ready to read a dark story like that. Because reading Animorphs as a kid really kind of shaped my my tolerance, but also my standards for what a good children's story was. So whenever I watched a lot of shows, I liked a lot of the lighthearted stuff, and I adored it, but also, like, if a show was going to go a little darker, I wanted it to go actually darker, and like I would always scrutinize the story.
You looked at these other shows, and they're all like, "Why can't this show have as much balls as Animorphs does?"
I know, yeah.
It did a really good job, weaving together the intricate story that was like it was ongoing. Like if you missed a book, you could potentially miss a very important new step in their just like story moving forward, but also still keeping it kid friendly, like helping to explain things. The word choices isn't too like verbose, it's easy to follow. So it really is like the perfect kids first look at what storytelling can really be.
Also, they didn't, even though that it was toned down a little bit for kids to understand, they didn't scrimp on the horrors of war, because that was kind of the point of the books. Because, like, the kids that we follow, they aren't completely innocent either. They had to commit some war crimes.
Also, it's kind of hard. Also, I'd imagine it'd be kind of hard to stay completely kid-friendly when, like, everyone gets their entrails taken out at every fight that they have in the book. From what
I remember, like, toward the end of the book, they went into a hospital for disabled
and they just fucking enlisted all these disabled kids to become Animorphs to fight with them in the final battle, and some of them actually died.
No, all of them died because for the express, they were recruited for the express purpose to be fodder.
My God! Wait, that was the first book?
No, that was
one of the final parts of it.
Well, okay.
Yeah, that was like within the last 10 books.
Oh my God!
Because morphing would heal you. So if you're like a tiger and you get a scratch on your arm, you could morph back to a person and you will be healed. Or vice versa. Like if you're hurt as a person, you can morph into an animal and you'll be healed.
Yeah.
But like you still had to get hurt. So like someone would be like being torn to shreds, like their guts being ripped out, and they're like, I need to morph, but I can't do it here in front of the enemy because then I'll reveal my identity and they'll kill me and my family.
Yeah. There is a scene in one of the books where they all became ants, and they accidentally went into an enemy nest, and the ants were tearing them apart, and they had to quickly morph out of their ant forms, or else they would be ripped apart to pieces.
The ant ones was crazy.
Yeah. Like, I distinctly remember reading about Marco going into the shower and then, like, ripping off an ant head from his back or something.
God damn.
Yeah,
There was
the books
there was
were brutal.
one. They introduced another alien species that was like really tiny, basically ant-sized, and they went inside of Marco at one point in time. So everyone else had to shrink down and also enter Marco
These
to like
are
get
not
rid of the
phrases you
aliens.
ever want to hear. Like,
And yes, and it was this surprisingly tense book where like their adventures inside of him was fine, but what it was Marco now was like, I can't morph because they're inside of me. I could kill them. Like I could just morph, and whatever part of my body they're in could like change and crush them instantly. So I have to just be a human and handle life as a human right now.
okay, wait.
Yeah.
So I gotta point out consistency. Just make sure. Why didn't he just morph and kill the aliens inside him?
There was a reason. Like they had something they needed or something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay,
I can't remember exactly what it was.
That's why I'd hope to hear. Like if he's like, that's smart writing. It's not
Yeah.
that hard. It's just, what is the reason I need to do X? Like I guess more so it's contriving a situation characters go into as opposed to trying to create like a scenario they're just immediately put in. It's like just a logical thing building upon logical thing, and then that produces interesting result. Like that's how a lot of writing should be. Where a lot of writers out there these days in like big media are so insistent upon starting at the big thing they want to get to and then working backwards and then being lazy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you build up into a thing, if you build up into it naturally, it can be lazy as you want because it's just natural. It's dominoes. You just tip everything over.
Pretty much. Like
Yep.
the logic of the story just follows from there. So you wouldn't really need to try all that much.
Whoop. Yeah. God, there were so many good things about that book series. Like, I was so invested in Tobias and Rachel's relationship and how much they were kind of like star-crossed lovers in that sense, because I mean, not really spoiler alert, I guess, but like Tobias becomes a Nothlit. He becomes trapped in the body of a hawk.
Yeah, because if you're an animal for more than 2 hours, they figure out you get stuck and you can't morph anymore.
Yeah.
And he gets stuck as a hawk.
Is it just permanently that way for the rest of the series?
He does eventually gain the ability to transform and to morph again, but his base form is now a hawk, no longer a human.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
you can't
throughout
reset it by just staying a human for 2 hours?
No.
But then he wouldn't be able to morph back. He would then be
exactly.
morphless again.
Oh.
Also,
he would become a human Nothlit.
Okay, I see.
He also, he got his original body back. There was, like, angels that got, like, weird angel aliens that got introduced at one point in time, and he was able to, like, pseudo-time travel to get his original body back.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But, he chose to stay as the Hawk so they could finish the war, and then after that he was like, once the war is over, then I'll go back to being a person, and I won't have my morphing abilities anymore. Or I'll figure it out then.
Philip Schwartz says the
but
characters actually talk to each other. Kirby didn't get the memo. No, they didn't.
Dog, I was waiting for somebody to compare this shit to Ruby somewhere. Just so I won't be the one to do it, okay? I had it in my head. I was tempted. But I chose not to, because I didn't want to fit the stereotype.
This is why I love comparing Ruby to stuff, because you can see so many examples of it being done better, and just how much they failed in terms of just making this show on all levels.
But we're gonna blame you anyway, Kaiser. Shut the fuck up, Pete. Come on. There's a super chat to prove it, okay? Everything
yeah,
has to
like,
come back to Ruby with you, doesn't
the star-crossed lovers thing with Rachel and Tobias doesn't just end at the fact that he becomes a hawk Nothlit, but also like the fact that he's losing his humanity of sorts, because he always says, like, why don't I just give up on this and just live the rest of my life like a normal hawk? Why don't I just run away and just become an actual hawk? And the main thing that keeps him going is his relationship with Rachel. And even one time, because I remember this very distinctly, because I was like, oh, this is surprisingly a very sexual thought.
Oh, God.
He said, like, they could probably... he had one time thought that maybe if she transformed into an eagle, they could have children, but the only unfortunate thing was that he was pretty sure that her eagle morph was male as well, because his hawk was male. I was like, oh,
Animal.
Oh, you okay? I don't remember this. So you not only change into the animal that you like take the DNA of, but you also change your gender to them.
Yeah, because if you take only one DNA sample, you become a carbon copy of that animal.
Okay, that makes sense. I understood the other aspects of it, but that part never really got presented in any like the videos that were talking about this series. So that's interesting.
God, I can only imagine what the fan fiction of this franchise looks like. Dear God.
Yeah, there was a plot point early on where some bad guy took Jake's DNA, and so there's two Jakes running around, and they had to figure out which one was the real Jake. It might have been David. I don't remember.
It might have been, because that's the thing as well. If you morph into something, you also get that thing's memories.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be very difficult if you get a human DNA to figure out which one's the real one. And that is also partially why they made the rule to never take on a human morph, which they eventually did have to break.
Yeah,
they broke a lot of their own personal rules eventually through the course of the book series.
Yeah, that's the fun of the series, though. Is that like at what point are you going to have to break your rules?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The book series was so good.
What I'm
Like,
more
it was
questioning is
just
like, was
amazing.
there any kind of like examination of do you have the threat of potentially losing yourself in the other
All the
person's
time.
memories? Okay.
Even very early on, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a feature of one of the dangers of being in morph, because you had to fight against the animal's instincts. And very often, when they morphed for the first time, the others had to be around because you might lose control of yourself and just go like sniffing people's butts because you're a dog for the first time, and you lose yourself to the instinct of the animal.
Josh Thomas,
Like the one where they became ants. Like,
Yeah.
they got attacked by the opposite nest's ants, but also they were losing their minds because ants are such a hive mind, and they get the like signals from each other that they kind of were like, it was kind of a good thing we ended up going to the wrong nest and getting attacked, because we were definitely going to just completely lose it and be ants forever.
You are going to find, as a Celtic, you're going to find a fanfic where someone morphs again and again so they can gender swap, aren't you? I'm not going to go out finding it. I'm just saying I can imagine that already exists. And I imagine it's actually part of the draw of writing fan fiction, at least for that subsect of creator.
I actually never went out and found a lot of Animorphs fanfiction, but I do imagine that it is a lot of like, what if we just write a story where the kids are happy for once and like get to go out and do normal kid things?
Oh, that was, I was gonna say, like, we were talking about this the other day in this, actually it was a while ago, in the Sketchy Huntsman, and they mentioned there's two types of fanfic that pervade almost every fandom. There is the grim, dark, edgy AU fanfic for the happiest fucking shows you've ever seen in your life. So, like, Bear in the Big Blue House, you'll get, like, a grim, dark fanfiction. Then flip side,
like cupcakes for My Little Pony.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And then flip side, you'll have the Cafe AU or the High School AU or what have you for the grim, dark, edgy shit. Because they just want everyone wants to have their cake and eat it too. And honestly, fanfiction's a good way to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's always the extremes when it comes to these sorts of things, which is interesting. It's just like a thought experiment,
And
kind of.
honestly, now that I've seen the TV show, like I struggle. I can't like read or write fanfic of anything that's live action. Like I struggle with that, especially like if it's something that's animated first, then transferred to live action, it's typically not that big of a problem because I've usually seen the animated first. Like, I could write fanfic of Avatar: The Last Airbender because I've more firmly in my mind, I have the animated one, not the live action one. But
Sure.
like,
I mean, as you should.
but like X-Men, for example, I associate more with the live action films or something like that, where like Lord of the Rings, I couldn't do any fan fiction of. Harry Potter, I couldn't. It's just because like I associate it with live action and thus real people, and it's like that seems, it feels weird to me, especially if it goes into like, you know, X-rated territories at all for any reason whatsoever. It's like I start to be like, this is me like prying into someone. I'm imagining someone in real life doing these things, and it's not someone that like I'm actively pursuing. It's like, that's just weird. That's just
I don't want, you know, I don't want to write I don't want to write, you know, and then Daniel Radcliffe takes his shirt off.
No,
You know? I want to be that
yeah,
guy.
we gotta end there.
That's why we mostly focus on the books here.
Yeah.
Speaking of
how far did
that,
how far did the series get? Animorphs, the TV series.
I don't think that it actually got very far. Like we did get far enough to get Eximli Escorthistel, but yes, I do have his name memorized, by the way.
That is one of the best characters, though.
I know.
I would say
fucking love Axe.
In the grand scheme of how far the story goes with the books, I think it's not half, but almost halfway into it, ish.
So
it's
really
dark
it's
stuff.
most anime that get to a second season. They get about halfway through.
Yeah. Which is actually really impressive for the fact that I don't think at the time Animorphs was particularly all that popular, because it was a science fiction show during a time where science fiction wasn't all that popular outside of Star Trek. But also because it had a shoestring budget, so people made fun of it for having a low budget.
I mean, I can't say, I don't know. Science fiction in the 90s was actually, because like
Jurassic
Park was
isn't
only
that
3 years ago.
and this is 98. Like if it was like maybe early 90s, I could see that a little bit.
Give it one more year and you get the Matrix coming out, which I guess you could argue that Matrix is like the breakthrough, but like,
yes,
I guess.
I think it was also a big killer for it. Both the books and the show was you had to keep up with it.
Yeah.
So like it was easy enough to figure out the important parts of what was going on, but also there's a lot of like space names and rules, and they don't always re-explain everything. And so if you like just dove in the middle or you missed something, it'd be like, what's happening?
I would imagine though, if it was like if it came out as an animated show and it was like a, you know, highly budgeted thing, not or maybe not even highly budgeted, maybe something along the lines of like say the original X-Men animated series or something like that.
My brain also went
then like this would get way more attention.
My brain was like, give it the animation budget of fucking Cyber 6, but I'm like, no, Cyber 6 was ridiculously over animated at places. like
yeah, so go with Batman the animated series instead.
Yeah, Batman. Well, I would say X-Men the animated series. If you really wanted to push it, go the Spider-Man animated series.
I do have some early fanfiction pages brought up if you want to know what fanfiction was like very early on, because I got the earliest one. There's one from 98 and the rest are from 1999 on this page.
Wow. Relics.
I know, right? Fanfiction.net, baby. The first one that is up here says, Tobias is wondering if he should be human or hawk. This story comes after number 13. Fic. Jake's parents are taken as controllers. Can anyone help him deal? Set in the future, Asaria Rip sends Rachel back in time and she makes some changes. 4 kids in Wisconsin find out that there is something that could change their lives.
Wisconsin. You got to pronounce it correctly. Wisconsin.
Tobias asks Rachel the ultimate question, but Jake has something else to say.
Oh no.
Oh damn.
Well, probably.
Is there someone else you should ask?
Tobias, if you're gonna marry my cousin, you got to go through me first.
Oh my god.
Because they are cousins. They are first cousins.
Oh, I mean, I guess maybe it's modern brain rot when it comes down to fics, but I was like, oh, is it going to be a slash fic instead? Is it going to be a...
Yeah, that's why I was like, no, Raymond, they're cousins. Stop. Let's see. Marco gets into an accident and is thrown through time.
Also, wait, no, I'm sorry. Did you think that stops anyone, Twy? Remember,
oh my god.
We discussed this. We were talking about there's a great comic on Webtoon.
Yeah, but it's become more common today.
But I was going to explain this to I don't know if I talked about this on stream. There's a webcomic I follow called The Guy Upstairs, which is, it's all about like this girl discovering that her upstairs neighbor is a serial murderer, and it's like all the machinations therein. There is like the author never intended it, but there's a lot of actual sexual tension between them. Like you can clearly tell they're going for like purely antagonistic, but you can also tell that like just because of how it's positioned, there is like this energy. So a lot of people picked up on that as like the mainline ship, and the author of it, got so sick of it. And
you explained this.
Did I did it on stream or not?
Yes, you did. I think like the last one or the one before. No, you were Kaiser.
Okay.
I
just forgot about it.
Can you back up on this, whether or not I've talked about this before? Critter?
The comic book?
Oh, I think she dipped. She dipped the good.
Critter!
But yeah, no, you talked about it.
Okay, Robbie's saying that. Okay.
Yeah. See, Robbie's got us.
During the moon. Okay. Well, yeah, I would just point out, it doesn't stop anyone. Them being siblings doesn't stop anyone.
But like I said, remember, this book series was more popular during the 90s, before the whole incest craze happened. What?
You choose to come back right then.
Way till like water, and I come back.
We were talking about
craze happened.
We were talking about what would and would not stop a fan fiction artist, and I like Twy was like, they're cousins, Raymond, and like that doesn't stop anyone.
Yeah.
In fact, some people that makes them more interested in it. And she's like,
and I said, but you have to remember this fandom was mostly active before people started getting weird with anime and shit like that, and before the incest thing.
Everything changed when anime attacked.
Like there was a big thing
I don't blame
Harry
anime.
Potter.
Well, I do blame a bit of anime for that, but I also blame fucking Supernatural fandom. All right, let's be very
Supernatural,
clear
but Supernatural also was like well after Animorphs.
Oh yeah, no, that was like 2010s.
There was a moment in Animorphs. It was the one where Rachel turned into a starfish and some kid cut her in half. So the two halves of the starfishes...
Didn't she make like a clone of herself or something like that?
And it was Mean Rachel and Nice Rachel. And Nice Rachel wanted to tell her father about all the Animorph stuff because she was overwhelmed. But she kept wording herself really poorly. And so her father definitely thought she was talking about, like, having a relationship with someone. And then she goes, what would Jake say? Because she was trying to think about what to do. And her dad goes, Jake? Like, your cousin? And she's like,
from State Farm?
And he's like,
Yeah. But like I'm still pretty sure that stuff like that was mostly in much larger fandoms, like the Harry Potter fandom.
Oh, totally. That I mean, like the larger the fandom, the more you're gonna get like the wild fringes of it.
Because like even on fanfiction.net, there's only 5,000 fanfics on here for Animorphs.
Only.
Yes.
Only.
Well, I imagine that there was a lot more fanfics that actually got lost to time because they were on GeoCities.
Oh my God, Direct Arc, let's go.
Oh. What do we got?
We got old Celtic.
Oh, God.
it's
Also,
huge.
Thomas More knew everything changed when Citrus was released. Don't remind me of that show. Don't remind me of that show.
Oh my God.
Yeah, going briefly back to the fanfic, a lot of it seems to actually kind of follow the plot of the shows and like little alternate scenarios. Like, here's one. David makes a deal with Kryak.
Okay.
Well, I mean that did eventually kind of happen, except Rachel was also there. It's like Kryak was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make a deal with both of you, and you guys gotta fight it out. And whoever's the winner, I'm gonna give this potential power to." So I was like, that was the one time that David came back, and I was so excited that he'd come back because, like I said, the best story came when David was around. At least in my
God,
opinion.
since when did this turn to an Animorph stream?
I mean, kind of.
Animorph stream.
Yeah. We can roll the second
Yeah,
D20.
roll the D20.
All right. Start. And stop. 5.
Just hitting them middle numbers there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently. Okay, so
The real early
whoa.
ones.
Okay, I'm gonna ignore that one. 1, 2, 3. Shirley Holmes.
All right, man. That's one of the ones in the thumbnail, so why not?
Yeah.
Is this one also recovered, or is this available somewhere?
No, it's not recovered, but I think that it is like available on YouTube.
Okay.
Like, Shirley Holmes was actually pretty popular when it was on. It actually got dubbed and distributed into 80 different countries.
Damn.
Jeez.
Wow.
Sherlock
And-
Holmes is like the most famous thing ever in
Yeah.
Britain.
Yeah. And there's actually still a dedicated fan website for the show that is still technically active to this day.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
like last year, the guy that ran it, he said that a lot of things broke on the website, so he was going to fix a lot of the links and all that kind of stuff. And that was just last
Good
year.
shit.
I'm just
Yeah.
thinking if she were to show up in frickin' Lupin, she would be Hurley Sholmes. For those of you who don't know, Sherlock Holmes appeared in the Lupin books, which are a French crime thriller series, and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was not a fan of the use of his property in it, so he basically did a yield copyright strike on that shit. So the author of the Lupin series had to change it to Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah.
That is a real
Oh, yeah,
character that
Monkey
was
Punch
regularly
did
occurring
do
in the
that.
Lupin series at that point. And
Yeah,
then,
but then recently, like they had like their 5th season, and they just brought in Sherlock Holmes just for real this time.
wait, what? What?
Yeah, I think it was Lupin Part 5 or Part 6. They actually brought in Sherlock Holmes, but he's not actual Sherlock Holmes. He's like a descendant of
You
him.
need to be clear. Like, are we talking Lupin the Third?
Lupin the Third, Part 6. Yeah.
You do realize that Lupin is an actual like French novel series, right?
Oh, I know. I thought you were
Okay.
talking about that.
No. Because I was going to reference that like Herlock Sholmes appeared also in the Ace Attorney games because they apparently couldn't get the rights to Sherlock Holmes
Yeah.
outside of Japan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Um,
So they named him
that would-
Sherlock Sholmes.
That should be easy to do now since most of his books are in public domain.
Yeah, that's why everyone's like, "Why did you do this? Why not just name him Sherlock? You could have just waited a year." As I was saying, they didn't come out in English until like 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. It's like no one knows why they did that.
Yeah. But anyway, this show is actually surprisingly very complete. Oh, also, one of the lost media ones on my list, I actually managed to find episode 4, so we don't have to watch episode 12.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah. Also, technically, the only thing that's actually lost about that media is the English version, because the French actually have it, and so does Russia. And I guess you could technically watch the Russian version, because what they did with it was they just overlaid the Russian dub over the English version, so you can hear the English underneath it.
It's like the only way to watch a lot of Spoonie's old content, just to watch it on Russian re-uploads.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, for some reason, there was some Russian guy that just downloaded all of Spoonie's content, put Russian subtitles at the bottom, just re-uploaded.
Yeah.
It is just so lazy. Like, you didn't even bother, like, taking the audio out. You just have... Like, I saw part of an episode of it, and you can literally just hear the English underneath it. And someone on Reddit was like, I wonder if I can, like, maybe make it so that I can take the Russian audio out, and then we can have the English versions again. Anyway, here's Shirley Holmes, the great-grandniece of Sherlock Holmes.
You can tell they're homeless because they have a knit cap.
Yes.
So
This seems like actually dangerous to film.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, my carefully stacked pile of ballots! No, I just stacked those last night! Oh yeah, we're
I miss
funky.
theme songs. Shows these days don't have theme songs.
Right?
Oh, God. Okay, have you ever watched Stargate?
No.
I heard of it. I never
For their
watched
200th
it.
episode,
this letter.
it was an entire
My
meta
commendations.
commentary on
Solving
the
puzzle
making of the
chest
show,
required more than
and like on the
considerable
making of science
deductive
fiction and
powers.
shows in general. And like one of the best jokes at the very beginning
My
when they're
work
talking to a
has consumed
producer,
my life,
and he's like,
and I have
"No one has
produced
opening
no
themes
heir
anymore. You just
following
play a
my path.
splash screen of the
But
title,
I
and you just
picture
move on to the
you,
episode."
a young man
And then like
Yeah.
with
5 seconds later,
imagination.
they do exactly that for the show.
The mystery devised by
I think the only
minds
one that does
can
that on
be
my list
solved
is Deepwater
therewith.
Black.
Yours faithfully, Sherlock Holmes.
Also, if you find a guy named Lupin, kick him in the nuts
Police
for me.
baffled by a string of arsons.
Oh no, she's in Slytherin. Actually, I would put Sherlock Holmes in Slytherin. That would make a lot of sense.
That would make sense. That'd be interesting anyway.
Rampant cocaine addiction, check.
Yeah. Also heroin. Don't forget heroin.
Oh yeah.
He was addicted to heroin.
I like how someone described it like, why was Sherlock Holmes always so
paper boy's
pissed off
late
at
again.
Watson? It's like,
Actually,
well, if you
sir,
found out your
it's
best
just
friend
fine.
was making a
Gotta take a
live blog
two.
journal about you, and
No,
including
thanks,
all the
Gran.
times you
Running
hit up
late.
heroin,
Bye,
like,
Dad.
would
Bye,
you be
Gran.
happy about that?
Charlie,
Yeah.
straight to school.
She cut out the newspaper.
We gotta ding her on CinemaSins. She's eating an apple,
Oh.
so she's obviously an
Yeah,
apple.
yeah. That's such a weird one for them to do.
I mean, it is kind of a thing. I mean, I don't doubt them for that.
You do doubt them for their book you've been making fun of, though.
Oh, yes. Which you can join us in reading if you join the Tundra for $1 or more to my Patreon.
Yeah. Well, we still got a month left of reading that hellish book.
Yes. It's one of those, like, feast and famine type stories.
Yeah.
Although now we're at the last point, it's a lot of feasting. There's a lot of bullshit going on.
There's a lot of nothing, and then a lot of lots of things that still don't also amount to anything at the same time. It's really amazing.
Like, you would probably get a better storytelling experience reading an empty notebook.
You know what that means.
Yeah,
Detention
probably.
after school. I think by now you know the time.
Ma'am,
and
you
place.
have a boy, like, behind you?
Mr. Sawchuk? Class, I'd like you to welcome Bo Sawchuk to Sussex Academy.
He likes sniffing people's hair.
I'm sure you'll do your best to make him feel at home.
I just noticed that Ryan Gosling is in this episode. What?
Yes. Yes, he is.
What? What?
You owe me.
Hello, person who wears...
But you walk away from
guy
me.
wearing a leather jacket at a prep school.
What's going
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
You.
Leather Jacket Kid's a loser. You got beat up by that tiny nerd.
Sawchuk.
Yeah, what the fuck?
In my office, Mr. Sawchuk. You'll have detention at 3:30.
Mrs. Fish.
But not. Okay.
Oh my god! Mr. Cat, we found someone for you! I mean, sure, she's married, but
What's
I
your
mean, like,
problem?
maybe
How long have you been in
if
a
you're
gang?
lucky divorced or something?
Not in a gang.
Mr. Cat foiled again. He will never
Mind
get
your own
married.
business,
Bonesaw
Shouldn't do
Bonesaw
that,
is
you know.
ready!
Why, you gonna tattle?
Wouldn't have to. It's so traceable. Not very smart.
What are you doing here anyways, huh? Your chauffeur late?
If you'd studied my appearance, you'd know why I was late. Same way that I know that you've never been to a private school before. You live on the south side. You work cleaning fish, and you're colorblind.
Lucky guesses.
Observation.
I would be very
Kentucky
impressed
get
if
your
someone
tie.
knew I was colorblind.
Well, if you've been to
Yeah.
a private school before, a tie would be like a second skin. The bus transfer in your pocket. Bus 9, South Bank. You're wearing one green sock and one blue. And your skin has a slight residual odor of marine life.
Have you been smelling me?
Time's up.
Maybe I pegged it wrong. Maybe it's her that likes smelling people.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Also, Noah Wiley, Mr. Cat, is from Princess
Tutu.
which highly recommend. Critter did an amazing first 3 episodes video on her channel. Go check that out. Yes, I will continually
nice.
shill.
Size 9, right?
I never remember to, so I appreciate it.
Freak from an atheist!
Fire last night. You were there.
What?
What about atheist?
What about my people?
Louise.
Oh no! The first day Adventists, they're after me! No, I don't want to learn about your Lord and Savior.
You cops just getting younger and younger.
I'm not a cop. I'm not gonna hurt you. I just want some information. I know you were at that fire.
Okay, I know it's a kid
And
actor,
if I
but
says I wasn't,
she's
I
kind
can
of
smell
a
the smoke in
flat
your clothes.
delivery at times.
I'm gonna leave
which-
these.
Is she trying to do an accent?
I think she's trying to be like stoic and like
And
analytical all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
See
But I don't
those
think that really works necessarily.
and
all
I
the
just
time.
broke them in too.
Did you see anything that night?
What's it worth to you?
I think that other kid was Watson. I get the feeling that's it.
Tuna sandwich?
Tuna's never been my favorite.
Whoever set that fire almost killed you. Don't you want them caught?
Nah. Just want a home, really.
I heard something though. It was a terrible scream. And it wasn't a woman.
It was a very, very girly man. Have you ever heard of a person named Miles Luna?
Oh my god! Duh.
But Inspector Markey, why would someone burn down the gardener's shed? Why would anyone do such a thing?
We meet again, Boris.
Maybe they owed them $5.
Boris.
Let's talk then, man.
I was too busy trying to come up with a pun for why someone would burn down a gardener's shed.
Where were you last night?
I was at home.
With your parents?
No, they were at bingo. She's like, you don't
Best
think
I got
did
is they were
this.
tools.
You were this close to reform school. Everyone went through a lot of trouble to get you in here. This is the way you pay them back, huh?
I didn't do it, I swear. You're not even gonna check out anyone else, are you? You're so sure it's me.
Why shouldn't I think it's you? I have never been called to this school before today. And one day, that's one day after you get here, a fire is started.
I didn't do it.
I'm a water type
We took a
Pokemon.
big chance on you right here. Until this investigation is over, I have no choice but to suspend you.
Okay, that's unfair.
This sucks. You suck.
That would get you
You
detention
swallow,
at
kid.
my grade school. I actually got penalized for saying that at my grade school.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, Derek said, "You fool! He used scald." Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'm liking the soundtrack. I don't know what the instrument is, but I like it.
It is. It is good.
What are you doing here?
Could you roll up your shirt sleeves?
Why should I?
I don't have all day. Okay, now your pant legs.
No. You know what's weird? You're sick.
You're not burnt.
So?
You're not the one who torched the gardener shed or the warehouse on 17th.
I know that.
17th Street fire. I found a witness who heard a scream. And I found this. Under a microscope, I saw charred flesh. Hair follicles.
Give me Cole Phelps from LA Noir
Indicating
as a
someone,
kid. Yes.
probably the arsonist, was burned severely
How
on
would,
an arm or a
dude?
leg.
What would that
Big
be
deal.
like?
Just
that was
X'd
another
it out
fire.
constantly.
They're blaming me for the gardener shed.
Can you imagine the squinty eye?
Yes.
Gum on the door handles of each site. It's like a signature.
It's weird that she doesn't have a Watson
Why don't you go call a cops?
to like explain her thought process
Well,
to.
I think she doesn't have one
problem.
yet. I feel like there might be something they establish. Oh wait, is this
Your fingerprints and footprints
is this a
are
later
all over the
episode,
place.
Why, or is this the first episode?
Based on
This is the
evidence
first
so
episode.
far,
I'm pretty
you're
sure
the prime
he is her
suspect.
Watson.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring.
Mm.
Who's trying to set you up?
I don't know, but I'm gonna take one of those knives behind me and stab them.
Yeah, there's so many knives back there.
Ooh, new Derek art.
Oh.
Who's the guy
Please
who
tell me he's doing
hold
old
on.
versions of all of this.
Nice.
Yeah,
Aw.
yeah. That he did me next.
Wants me to steal stuff.
Old
Oh
rusty
god, that's
robot.
awesome!
Now, which version of Critter is he gonna do? Mouse, Goblin, or Witch?
Considering our Animorphs conversation, some weird chimera of the three.
But
Probably,
Just
yeah.
quit a gang.
so Sean set you up for arson.
I gotta go find Steve. Alone.
This is a weirdly crazy conversation to have this close to two random pedestrians
Don't
right next to
believe
you.
I always believe you.
But I just
Listen,
don't
I'll talk
trust
to
him.
Sean. I'll see if I can get him off your back. But as for these other fires, you keep your nose clean. You let the cops deal with it, okay?
Okay, I will. Thanks for hearing me out, Steve.
No problem, kiddo.
Steve? Steve, no! No! He's gonna go on to become a farmer!
Oh my lord.
Cool cell.
Is he gonna be that kid in the leather jacket?
I mean, that's
Just
what
like
I'm
Ryan
guessing.
Gosling was in this. Where is he?
I
Yeah.
need to. You know. You go ahead.
Sure, I'll be okay on my own.
No.
Alright, that was cute.
Sean.
Let's get to
together.
Female Holmes, I want your boots, your pants, and your unicycle.
Are they playing battle music from Power Rangers back there? What's going on?
That's right.
There
That's
he
what
is.
this reminds me of.
Ouch! Moron!
Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm such a klutz. My dad, he calls me the walking tsunami, which is like this really, really big wave. And like, when it hits, it like destroys houses.
Wait, the bully guy is Ryan Gosling?
Villages
Yeah.
and like.
Wow.
So cool. Let me help.
You know what? Just get lost, you idiot, alright?
Okay, I hear him. I hear him now. I
That's
recognize
weird.
the voice. That's so...
And a couple of years later, he'll appear on another Canadian TV show called Breaker High.
I just wanted to, you know, because of yesterday and all.
You're welcome.
Hey, it's future Ken. Yeah.
Steve called Stratman. She won't lift my suspension, but he figures she'll come around.
Maybe not. I met your friend Sean last night. His arm's badly burned. He's the arsonist.
Don't mess with Sean.
We know he torched the shed to set you up.
Surely,
But why the warehouse?
surely, guys like Sean, they don't do stuff just for kicks.
Money. An insurance scam. Owner has the building torched to collect the cash.
Told you, it's heavy.
This is a kid's show?
We
This
have to
is
find
so
the
intricate
17th
for a kid's show.
Oh, just stay out of it, okay?
We're talking about
Surely,
tax embezzlement.
right, my butt's on the line here.
Wait, it was still what for a kid's show?
Intricate.
Oh.
Whoa.
Like her reasoning's like so much more than I would have expected.
What I like about, like, so far, it hasn't
Hi,
been
Gran.
anything that the police wouldn't
is
have
Bo.
done.
Yeah.
But it is her being an active
Hello,
protagonist.
Yep.
Hi.
We're just using your secret lair. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Ah, yes, my secret lair. It's full of yoga equipment.
No way! Sherlock Holmes is here.
My great uncle.
Twice removed.
No wonder you're such a snoop. Hey. Who's she?
That's my
Wait,
mom.
wait. Does that mean she's the great-great-granddaughter of
She around?
Mycroft?
No.
Might be an
She's
OC
away.
sibling.
Because, like, actually, that might be a fun
Warehouse
idea. Because I remember
owner,
Mycroft...
Goldfire.
No, Mycroft is the opposite. He's actually more reclusive.
Ah.
I've never really
So
read
you're a
Sherlock Holmes.
classmate of Shirley's?
I think I've read one
Tax
of his.
fraud is intricate for a kid's show. First episode of Batman Beyond is about bioweapons. Okay, to be fair, Batman Beyond was
when's your
not
wife
for...
coming back?
I mean, it's more so for, like, middle school kids to
My
teens.
wife
Come on.
died 3 years
Also,
ago.
I think bioweapons, like, understanding, like, weaponry is a bit easier than, like, I didn't understand what taxes were or insurance.
Some would argue I still don't
Yeah, I can
understand taxes
understand
or
that
insurance.
freaking, you know, Terry's dad gets killed. You know, I know I've seen
Bye, Dad.
parents die before. But, yeah.
You got your money.
Follow my lead.
You got a friend in
Oh, I would not trust your lead in acting, kid.
Look, my butt's on the line too.
We've barged in, unannounced.
Got Venetian blinds. Obviously.
Trying to raise money for new floor hockey equipment.
Scram!
No, sir. It's a really great cause. It helps keep kids off the streets, which means lower crime rates. And was that your car parked out front, the Porsche?
All right. Just a second.
Oh God, subtle threat. That's great.
Stella! Hang on. I'll get some money from petty cash.
Ooh, I got
you doing?
honeydew bubble tea.
Eastside Community Center. Steve Ryan speaking. Hello? Hello?
There must be some kind of mistake.
I don't think so. Remember the animation cell in his office? It was a signed original.
I know it's because they're filming, like, on location, like, in actual buildings. It's puzzling how
Look, maybe
darkly
you got
lit
gift or
everything
something,
is.
alright? But I know
I
this
miss
you would
this.
never do something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, me
You've
too.
got
It
to
looks
follow
really
him.
good.
Get evidence.
Also,
No,
a signed
we don't have
animation
to do
cell,
anything.
like, you don't hear that mentioned in kids' shows very often.
Yeah.
Look here, kids, it's my ass on the line here. Yes, I'm a walking cliche of a cop. Why do you ask? Also, surely, none of this is admissible in court. Like, you're letting people get off the hook by poisoning the well of the investigation. Unless you're just gonna turn us into the police and they just give them a tip on this. Even then.
Or the police are crooked, and she needs to solve it on her own.
Well, it's great you can solve the
Girl
case.
boss.
It does jack shit if the courts do
Keep
nothing.
remembering a day last year when a building was torched. Next day, Sean had a new leather jacket. And you bought that cartoon skeleton in your office.
I don't follow you.
It is you. You get paid to burn buildings so other guys can collect the insurance.
What are you
When you get a
doing?
guy like Sean to do your dirty work for you, you give him a measly cut of your money.
Oh.
You know me. Okay. So I don't always play by the books. That's what makes me good at what I do. I help out each kid according to his needs. Guys like Sean, they never had the potential you did. So I give them well-paying work.
That's sick logic, man.
Was it sick when I kept you out of reform school?
Oh, that was by the book.
No. No, you're a decent kid, but nobody else cared. The judge owed me a favor. I called it in. That's the way it is, Bob.
Where's Sean?
Oh my god.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
An
Yeah.
a
Is there
complicated
fire tonight?
villain?
Yeah.
Your nose clean.
And this is the first episode? Holy shit.
My friend's gone there.
Hey, Sean. Look what I found. Oh. It's a walking tsunami.
Round of applause there, everyone. Round of applause. Shirley.
Can't accuse her of being a girl
Oh
boss
my
now.
god, you are going to murder someone.
Where's your tie, wuss?
I'm gonna be honest, man. Not very Ken of you.
Usually they call you.
Oh my god, you can see it so clearly in his face. That smug.
It won't matter anyway. Where you're going.
Pick the locks. Whoop.
Oh, don't need to bother picking that lock.
Close.
That is the best performance she's given all episode.
They teach you that in the academy.
See you later, suckers.
No way they're turning us into crispy creatures.
It's critters. It's not gonna work.
Crispy critters.
Let's go.
Oh,
Not next to flammable things.
Flammable.
Oh no! Okay, wait. It's boarded from the inside, but you pushed it. That's not how that works.
Shirley's super strong.
No, she's not.
Look, look, it's an old building. It's probably been worn out.
Oh my god!
Wow. And wow.
Yeah.
Look, Bo, I just wanted to say, when I got caught back
Yeah, you're wrong. You smell like smoke. I'd say your dad was barbecuing steak for supper. Not to mention you're full of soot from cleaning the chimney. This was on the bottom of your hamster's cage.
You're catching on.
Like Shirley, how about your mom?
I'm sad she's dead.
Hey, look who's here.
Nah.
Well, young man, we picked up your social worker and those other punks. Seems like your story holds up.
Oh, right, he's a social. Oh, fuck.
I
Okay.
told you it would.
I'll still be keeping my eye on you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You should thank my friend, too.
Your friend.
Yeah, she's right here.
You'll be needing a good night's sleep. Whoa.
Why do you say his name like that?
Just say his name like his name is a threat.
I like to keep a low profile. It's simpler that way. So the perpetrators were caught. Now Bo can get back to more important things, like learning how to deal with Miss Stratman. You'd like Bo, Mom. He fights for what he believes in, like you.
Beaumont, is that his name?
Probably.
Oh.
Also, a character actually having shit about their mother addressed as like a core part or motivation. Holy shit!
There was so much good in that. Holy shit!
Yeah, there was so much good. This show goes much harder than I thought it would.
Yeah.
This was good. I've only heard like the name of it a couple of times, and that people liked it. I had no idea it was like this.
Aside from starring child characters, I would never have guessed this was a children's show.
Oh yeah, I'm like the villain himself having this complicated motive and being like yeah, no, I give the bad work to the bad kids, but you're a good kid and I'm trying to make something of you. I'm trying to help you be. It's like, I mean, like, obviously he's still the villain, he's still doing, but that's like a weirdly noble thing that he did, and like he didn't try to threaten the main. He let Bo go and rescue Shirley. Like,
yep.
Like, oh my god, it's in this years where we have so many black and white characters, or inversely, awful characters.
They try too hard.
Yeah, awful characters that are treated with like kid gloves. It's like. It's so good
or
to
they
see
try too hard to make them hashtag relatable or understandable and shit. This is a case where it's like,
it
hey,
balance out
he's doing
perfectly.
something bad. Yeah, exactly. And this guy, he's doing something bad, but we understand why he's doing it, and he has an interesting aspect to him. That's all we need.
It sounds so easy. It's like obviously a story based on Sherlock Holmes wouldn't dumb down its concepts, because that's the whole point of Sherlock Holmes. But yeah, like, I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad it was like they didn't talk down to their audience or anything, or oversimplify things, or make it goofy or cartoonish. Because that's what Sherlock Holmes is.
Yeah.
It's a real mystery.
It's a
And especially like nowadays, where there are some shows that I've heard about where they kind of lean into his deductive capabilities almost to a supernatural level, where like
Sherlock.
I was gonna say, give this
HBO Sherlock.
Give this.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, we only have a sample size of one
Not
episode
HBO,
for this.
fucking
for this
BBC.
Yeah.
But like, give these writers, whoever wrote this episode, give them a budget and editing power equal to that of what you get in Sherlock, and then give them. Let us presume that magically this actress becomes amazing overnight, because I mean, she's obviously young. I'm not going to give her too much shit. She needs to grow into the role. But like, given those two criteria of better budget / editing and the a better actress, you could make this easily better than Sherlock.
Holy shit, dude! Imagine. I'm just imagining a world where what was it? This got picked up more, not Sherlock, and I guess I wouldn't have my first exposure to H Bomber Guy, because that's how I found this channel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't normally like H Bomber Guy, but his Sherlock episode video was just pitch perfect.
The fucking boomerang did.
The fucking boomerang.
I had never seen the show before. I had heard of it, and I assumed it was like, oh, what? They'll find the mystery of who sabotaged the cheerleaders' cheer practice. You know, very like teenage realm mysteries. And so for it to start on a building catches fire, it's arson.
It's arson for
is
tax
the
fraud.
mystery.
It's like that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh god,
that is insanely good. I like the directing in the episode.
The directing
is actually pretty good.
I was gonna point out, like, that shot that where we started talking about, you know, how everything was dark. It was an interesting distance shot of them talking, and we hear them like Like the choice made there in like any other show, they would just do a boring shot, reverse shot. No, let's have the camera up in the fucking rafters looking down on the kids so we can get the light streaming in through the windows. So we have this really atmospheric shot of them standing here in this very real location. It's like,
they look so small and almost like exemplifying the idea that they feel like they're alone in this, that like they don't know how, like, who to talk to. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, where is this level of craftsmanship these days?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Even like professional made, like multi-billion-dollar movies don't have this much level of care or thought put into a simple, like the way you would just film a scene.
Dude,
it's always
give
shot
me this
reverse shot.
over Fast and Furious any day. Holy shit.
People saw what George Lucas did with the prequels and thought, hey, if he can get away with it, so can we.
We're gonna have a debate battle one of these days, because you can't keep badmouthing the best movies over there.
Look, I'm gonna say I love the prequels. I love them more than like the sequels for sure. Doesn't make them necessarily quality, but again, well, that's what the debate will be on.
Sure.
You're lucky Twi and Kaiser are between us right now.
Literally.
Bird and mouse fight. But
watch me take my ride tour off.
Fun fact.
Don't do that.
The actress for Shirley, Meredith Henderson, she was nominated for 2 Gemini Awards for The Adventures of Shirley Holmes.
What years? I'm curious.
Here we go.
1998 and 1999.
And when did it start?
Good shit.
She was nominated specifically for episode 13 for the first season.
Oh, okay.
And she won for episode number 3 of the 3rd season, I believe, next year.
Fascinating, because like I again, my entire thing is just I think she's just a young actress that needs to get into a role, and if she gets to there, that's
Sure.
going to be very exciting to see. Also, I cannot say that you can't level a little bit of the direction for some of the problems there, because they probably instructed her to go for that whole like I'm always in control type feel. The minute that she was allowed to actually be like someone in a bad situation, like that's when the door closed, don't let the door close, that felt real. That felt like, okay, all right, I see what you're putting down. That's actually really good acting there. It's not a complicated scene, but it felt genuine, and that's what I'm looking for.
New Derex art.
Oh, is it Critter? Is it finally?
Yeah, it's Critter this time. It's old bitter Critter.
Nice.
It is a combination. Old bitter Critter.
For some reason, I'm not able to post it on here. Somebody else can do that.
I can't get over the horror of yours, Kaiser, with your head falling off.
I can.
Oh God.
You see, this is what happens when you don't properly oil up people.
When your check engine light is on.
You oil up regularly, Kaiser.
That's how he flips his coins.
I'm just saying you got.
Kaiser likes to be nice and lubricated.
Look, it gives me a nice shine, okay?
Oh yeah, no, I know you're getting a nice shine from that. Sorry, I think after talking with Dashi for the first time in like a couple of months, like it unlocked it in me. It's just like,
you've always been like that.
Oh yeah, but it's been a while.
Don't even try.
Don't
even try to pin this on her, dog. We went through an entire conversation about fucking what was it? I
Incest
forget.
porn?
No, that was that's included in there.
The string gets taken down. It's like, oh, gee, I wonder what it was. It's just like, oh, you talked about incest too much.
If we get taken
Anyway,
down for that, and yet you have all the freaking what is it called? The YouTube kid bullshit thing that gets put up there. That's
yeah. Why do they even bother with the YouTube kid thing when they still have to make regular YouTube kid friendly?
I know. Oh my god. It's
Yeah.
so annoying.
Anyway, I'm rolling the dice.
Okay, good. You do that. I'm gonna hit the restroom and grab a drink. So if everyone else, don't destroy the stream.
Try not to. No guarantees.
This will
All
now that
right.
he's gone. This will be the moment all the scuff happens. It will be helpful.
We got 3. We're getting all of the
Really?
early
all
stuff.
single
Really
digits
stayed in the
tonight.
beginning.
It's all single digits.
Oh, and apparently all the live action stuff too.
What is it?
The Odyssey.
Oh, is that the one?
What is that? Like Homer's The Odyssey?
Is that the one you showed me with the kid that fell off the tree?
Yeah.
Oh God, yes, yes! I can't wait to see that one. All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
What?
I never
What?
heard of this one.
What is
So
this?
I'm curious.
Oh, well, I could tell you about it, but the opening does such a good job of showing you what goes on, like what the premise is of the show. So I'll just let
All
the
right,
opening
let's get
deal with it.
into it.
Whoopsies. Okay. I'll just wait for Raymond to come back before fully starting.
Actually, let me get something real quickly. I'll be right back.
Sure. It's just us girls.
Girl stream,
Girl
best
stream, girl
stream.
stream. Yeah. Ooh, we also might have to do an executive decision to not do the die cast, and for the next one watch Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders, and then get Fat Man in, because he was also excited to watch it as well.
We should definitely at least watch that sometime this month, so then it could be for Magical Girl May. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Fat Man even online right now? Does he even exist? Does he just
I
vanish?
think well, he's on Idle, and he told me last night to just like at him, and hopefully he'll see it and then be able to join in. But if not, then maybe he'll watch the VOD. But yeah, he and Dashi weren't particularly excited about this stream. So I told them like they don't have to come in if they don't want to, because they're not the regulars of this stream like we are. They're just the guests. But if
They're
they
like
want,
those-
yeah.
They're like those random characters that will just show up regularly enough to be like main, but not main.
Yeah. So yeah, Fat Man said that he would show up for Princess Guinevere though.
Nice.
Which
dope.
I find it really funny that we have 2 episodes in my list that is about Camelot.
There was a big old Camelot surge in the 90s, early 2000s. That sounds weird.
It was.
Critter,
There was a bit of a revival of it.
Fucking Draco Malfoy in season 3 of The Flash. And if you remember him having a role, and then he just fucking vanishes for like the majority of the rest of the series. Even though I really liked him and his chemistry with Caitlyn was great. Just oh, Flash, why are you such a bad show?
Oh, the CW.
Oh.
Which is really funny because despite all the stress that you get from all of the drama and the annoyances that you get from how conveniently some things line up for certain characters to have some plot armor, I really liked The 100, which is the only CW show that I've seen in a very long time. I didn't even know that it was a CW show. I just watched it on Netflix.
Is the CW still around? Are they still doing
yeah.
things?
Yeah, they are. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what they're doing. Like, I haven't heard about any of their big hits recently because they probably haven't had any.
Yeah.
I've heard they're ending a bunch of stuff.
Oh, they
so...
like the entire Arrowverse is over. Like that's
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Let me see what
You will not be missed.
Let me see what they're doing now. If I can find their wiki page. Oh, that's just
like I thought the 100 had some really good stuff in it and had some really hard hitting stuff. Like a whole bunch of characters died due to their own the consequences of their own actions and stuff like that. But then as the season went on, and you had like established main characters, like you started seeing a little bit of the cracks between where they definitely did have plot armor. It's like, well, I'm not afraid of you dying, but then that kind of did bite me in the ass when one of them eventually did die, and it's like, oh,
I am back.
I didn't think that you would die.
Okay, so what they have going on scripted, they have All-American, Walker, Superman and Lois, All-American Homecoming, and then for unscripted, they have Mysteries Decoded, they have 100 Days to Indy, they have Crime Nation, then reality, they have Lovers and Liars, Patty Stranger, The Matchmaker, Police 24/7, Hostage Rescue, The Big Makeover, and then variety, they have World's Funniest Animals, The Great American Joke Off, Totally Weird and Funny, Totally Funny Kids, Totally Funny Animals, and then there's co-productions. They said a lot. Oh, they're the ones hosting Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Really?
Oh, really? Oh, I'll be honest, I didn't know they had any of the things other than their scripted shows.
Oh, I knew they had a bunch of like reality TV bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I hear a lot of good things about Superman and Lois.
I do. There's that scene that always comes across, like on YouTube occasionally or in discussions of that. Like, there's some like dealer in Kansas that they're in.
Metropolis.
no, because he's back home and Smallville. They're in Smallville, Kansas, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And like there was some dealer that almost ended up like running over Lois Lane, or maybe even threatened Lois. So Superman goes and confronts him at the diner, and it's just this really tense scene of him being like, "Can we take this outside?" And the guy's like, "Fuck off, right? Screw off or whatever." And he's like, "I really don't want to do this in front of your daughter." And it's like Clark trying to be like, you can tell the acting is so good. He wants to beat this man's shit in so badly. And then when the guy actually does punch him, he's just like I think slams him once and is like, yeah, don't.
Yeah.
It's a
in
really
true
solid
CW fashion though, their latest season was real stanky.
Oh really?
Oh god.
Mm-hmm. They set up the whole season being like, oh, they're gonna fight Kingpin, I think it was. They're gonna fight him, we're gonna get there, or whatever.
Kingpin? What?
No, it was probably Lex. I don't remember. And then they didn't, and then they cut it off right as the fight was about to start. Like, come back next season for the fight to actually happen now. I was like, no, fuck you.
Like, unless you open on like a massive like multi-episode fight that like goes through the entire fucking city.
Anyway, we'll get to the Odyssey, the fall, enhanced to 1440p by Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Everybody thank Brad, guys.
I don't know if my download of it retained it, but
I think like
Brad
whenever the JYCT podcast comes to a ceremonious end, the very last thing will just be a thing on screen that says "Thank Brad."
What's even funnier is I think one of the antagonists in this story is called Brad.
Well,
I could be
Nice.
wrong though, but anyway, let's.
All right,
let's
we better
get
listen
going.
out for him.
Ah, yes, the Odyssey.
Oh,
Odyssey. Yes, it starts with the
Oh.
O. You gotta finish the
Odyssey in bio.
Oh, Josh.
oh, maybe they aren't doing the opening because it would be kind of spoilers for this first episode.
Okay.
So, Jay, what's gonna be? Watch cartoons or me teach you a new chess opening?
Maybe after dinner. I'm doing something. Hey, Ziegler, coming to the fort today.
This is so much right off the bat.
You two just want to be alone.
Is he Brad? He looks like a Brad.
Don't worry, kid. Brad's just angry that you get pictures
Taking
and he
in the
doesn't.
telescope after all.
True.
Just to show. Keith doesn't want you in his tree fort club. He just wants your dad's telescope.
My telescope.
Oh, brother. Just don't expect me to save your butt.
What a nerd carrying his chessboard mid-fight.
I love you can kind of tell they've glued all the pieces there so that it wouldn't fall off.
Yeah.
How do we make sure people know this kid's a real nerd? Have him just holding a chessboard. Well, it doesn't look like a chessboard.
Oh no, he's
Glue the
opening
pieces.
Jumanji.
Yeah. Time to spy on people with that
Bye.
sweet telescope.
Over to Donna's? Ravine. Be home by 6. And watch out for weirdos.
What was that? Ah, yes.
He did a fake scream, like, ah, it's a weirdo.
Okay, that bass beat had like the Windows error sound in it. I think your music program glitched there.
Well, the show came out in 1992. Did the Windows sound exist back then?
No, definitely not.
I like how of
Maybe
the
they
three
left
things
it
we've
from
watched, this is the second one with a good boy dog to follow our heroes around.
Guns to liquefy. Call off your cosmonauts, Haldane. I brought the telescope.
That's a spyglass. Very different things.
Stay, Bentley.
Very different things. I mean, okay, they're similar in that they
It was my
magnify
granddad's.
things, but
Hughes' initials in the brass. And then
Very
it's like my dad's.
Heaven.
And when my dad died, I got it. Hey, get your fingers off it. Cut it out, man. Let me see it. No. Come on. I'll give it back.
Why'd you bring the telescope if you knew? Like, what'd you think they were gonna do? Just
You wanna be
admire
in the
you
club, don't you?
for having a telescope?
oh, so this kid is just Link from Wind Waker. Got it.
Yeah.
Starts in a treehouse, wears blue, has a telescope.
Congratulations, you're one of us. This can be our lookout telescope. Forget it. If my mom finds out I'm dead. Red alert. Alien on the path. It's Dawn Arch Pinko. Your first job. Stop the intruder.
Just take away her crutch.
Oh God.
That'd be so sad.
That's the twist, though. She hasn't actually been crippled this whole time. No, she's been hiding her truth. She is actually the
Also-
strongest person in the world.
Yes. Also,
Get out of here! Go play with your gimpy girlfriend. Oh, thanks for the telescope.
damn itself.
You scuzzy traitor! Give me back my skull! Here.
Bruh.
I was waiting for like him then to get shot and like fall dramatically off the ladder, like no.
See what I said? Denim jackets. Just so much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're everywhere. Also, who built this treehouse? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I wish I had.
My dad actually used to have a treehouse like this when he was a kid. They built it like near his school. He was one of the first residents of that school when it was built. And when, like many years ago, he took me out into the woods and like showed me the remnants of that treehouse because it mostly fell apart by then. But like, I was like, ah, wow, I wasn't expecting a treehouse.
All right.
That fucking thing was high up too.
Don't get mad.
Get glad.
Get even.
Oh, dude, fucking this girl is hardcore.
Yeah.
She's still coming.
Well, yeah, the guy you sent to stop her, you kind of kicked out of your group.
Yeah.
Where's Jay going? Home to squeal?
Hey,
I like how much of a
your water
badass
pistols-
she is.
Your water pistols don't scare me.
Yeah,
She just knows judo.
I was gonna say, like, dude, you're talking to a girl that has a built-in fucking
He said
weapon.
he was picking up your bike. You gave it to him. He knows if he touches it, it's pounded. Maybe. Excuse me.
Oh, fuck.
Dick.
Well,
The
you were the
fuck?
one that suggested taking away the
Yeah, you did. Wait a minute. Okay, just that is besides the point. That is besides the point. It's not about me.
I do like how he was like, you know what? No, I shouldn't.
Oh,
Yeah, he
I
instantly
cannot
regrets
wait.
it.
I cannot wait to play D&D with you guys. It's gonna be so much fun. There should be a treehouse in this exact thing.
Good boy! Good boy, stopping them!
Can you imagine that he's actually like a trained attack dog for his family? Just like rips one of the kids' throats out. Just like, oh god, no, we didn't want that to happen. Oh god. You can just close the hatch.
Close the door. Do the same thing they did to you. Close the door and then sprat them with water. Don't. Whatever you're thinking, don't.
I got him!
Oh.
Shoot! Oh god!
No!
Oh,
no!
Some say he's still following to this very day.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Oh!
No, he's definitely dead.
You see, that's what got me, like, I saw this intro. Twi showed me this.
Yeah.
No,
And,
that's
like,
a lucky ass cat. Oh my god, is he dead?
Yeah, it's like...
Is he actually dead? Wait.
This is like child's Jacob's ladder.
Yeah, yeah.
The kid's going a fucking Silent Hill. Dude, your fingerprints are on that.
Oh man.
We get a rusty.
1G question mark. Oh no.
You know it's bad when I'm in the elevator knows what floor is on.
Jay, you okay?
Oh no, 2 question marks.
We're especially lost.
Jay!
That was a bad idea. Why would you do that?
Ellipsis mark.
Stay on the elevator.
It kinda is an isekai.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it looks like an isekai right now.
This is the OG. Just wait till he gets the hair.
There's no sign of skull fracture, Mrs.
No.
Ziegler. But
What?
there is displacement along the lambdoid suture.
What does that mean?
Well, I suspect a focal injury to the brain stem.
Oh, you're only doing that now. You guys couldn't do that before.
Yeah, you should put that on. What?
Like in front, gotta make sure we traumatize his mother.
Dude, I thought he was just gonna like instantly. Oh, all right, he's gonna wake up in a couple minutes after something weird happens and everything will be fine.
Yeah, I was
but,
right.
Like,
Brad.
what the? Oh, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Brad is rad.
Brad says, he and his club have been real busy in the tower this month. He's planning a sports day for you guys. He's trying to put together a traveling circus, but he needs a little of your best stuff to help him out. Brad says he and the other 15-year-olds are going to make this whole city into the funnest place in the universe. It's going to be great. It's going to be non-stop games and fooling around.
We found the Lost Boys.
Is this like the Mad Max kid version?
Mad Max meets Peter Pan meets
Give us some batteries, rechargeable,
Isekai.
solar,
Yeah, meets Isekai.
cartridges, skateboards. That guy's not the real Brad. I don't care who he is. He's got my telescope. We are to the 15-year-olds, like Brad here, who wants to take care of us all.
Meets Quantum Leap, I think.
Give us your chewing gum, corky, itching powder, puzzles, pen cases, squirt guns.
That teddy bear didn't make it in. You guys are going to be without a stalwart defender of the night.
Dog.
I'm getting my scope back. Watch out. Those guys are his friends. Oh, thanks.
This is a freaking cold.
Excuse me, that's mine. Shut up, kid. Get out of here.
You did a good job being security.
Oh yeah, we'll just arm wrestle. We'll just wrestle for the fucking artifact.
That's not the real Brad. Don't give those guys anything.
It's too late. You're a little bit late.
Get him!
Is this based on a book?
No, I think this was original concept.
This is a crazy concept.
I know, right? I remember loving this because of its high concept. It's so good.
You can tell the kids are having fun with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brad.
Who's this Brad guy? That kid wasn't Brad. He was just faking it to get stuff.
That's not what I asked.
But why pretend to be Brad? Brad's 15. He knows everything. Brad. Oh no.
Like, you remember, it's like, oh yeah,
Come here,
teenagers,
have a
they know everything.
Don't look, it's ugly. I think it's neat. My best book fell out. Space Cat Goes to Venus. I have to find it.
Young lady, who let you have a tattoo? Am I being recruited to a ball team? I can already
Just tell me
smell
how he
this
is.
root.
There's no intracranial bleeding, no edema pressing on the reticular formation.
When will he wake up? Hours, weeks?
I'd feel more optimistic if I knew what was keeping him under. Sorry.
In the land of children, the teenage boy
Look,
is
just
king.
bite the bullet and step into the water.
Yeah, it's called the Odyssey.
I really
Sorry.
didn't expect us to come back here to the real world.
Yeah, to be honest.
Oh, are you going to be a not shithead? You see? Not that hard.
I never thought you'd help. Change your mind.
Okay, you can get out of the water now. You're going to get soggy feet.
I dropped my Game Boy Advance in the river once, and it still worked except for the start button. So I had to like claw out the start button and then use a pencil in order to get it to work.
Oh man.
But it worked perfectly, and I don't even know how long it had been in the water. Probably literally minutes.
What on earth are you doing here?
Sorry for paging you.
Wait.
Here. Please let Jay know you have it now.
I will.
Is Jay okay?
He's not very okay, Donna.
It's interesting we're focusing on the mother so much.
Yeah.
You don't usually see like a focus on adult characters as much in these types of shows.
Yeah, I think she's one of the main characters because we.
Yeah, I remember
she's
her
our
being
main
in
focus. Yeah.
Which is nice because like you think that like trying to get kids to understand their parents or people is kind of an important thing.
Yeah.
A lot of shows make the
think.
parents is very overbearing and like
None of this would have
just like kind
happened
of godlike
if you hadn't
figures in their
taken my
lives, kind of
telescope.
reinforcing that bullshit. It's like no, make them human.
Yeah.
You got a real fixation with this thing, don't you, kid? Let's bust it and see if there's anything inside. Bust it! Bust it! Don't break
No, go back to the other one. I was gonna make
chanting something.
go back to the other one. I was gonna say
Father.
Dunkachino.
Home? Yeah. It's supposed to stay in the house. What are you talking about? You know home. Your address. Parents. They're like us. Only tall, with a driver's license and a checkbook. You know, family. They care about you. They make sure you don't grow up to be a jerk. Home.
It's where the heart is.
Duck 'em, Flash! Shut up, geek!
He's pretty
Flash.
I want dexamethasone
Oh,
and
crap.
mannitol.
Oh, sorry. I
Question
misheard
goes
him.
over
I
30,
misheard him.
we'll lose him.
We got the other one! Look, she's a bookworm. You guys are pathetic.
Oh no, needles.
Oh, God.
So,
oh.
Where is this home? All over the place. We all have one. Ratchet, cut him down. We're not dunking him.
Oh no, I might get mildly wet.
What do you mean? You've never spared anyone. We
I'm gonna get up in your face about this.
record. That kid gets dunked. And if you don't pull the lever, you're going in with them.
Dude, they're gonna drown this kid? What the fuck?
This is so surprisingly tense.
He is now mildly uncomfortable. You know what? That fucking cage he was in was deadlier than the water.
What, the shopping basket?
Yeah, it had like spiked edge like a fucking bear trap.
I mean, that depends. That depends on how deep the water is.
And if he can swim.
That too.
Why doesn't he come up? He's dead.
What? I don't think he is, Ratchet.
You're responsible.
Well, and if he was, like, Holy fuck, kid. He's mildly dying. It's a mild case of death.
Yeah, throw Phoenix down, he'll get over it.
Mom, what are you doing here?
What is this now?
Jay, come up here. We have to go home now.
I can't. Not without Dad's telescope. I've got to go back and get it.
Jay! Whatever happens, I'll always love you. I'll always be here.
How do you know that's gonna
Watch
work?
out for weirdos.
He's been down a long time.
Come into the light, Jay.
Oh, please tell me he shoots out of the water like fucking, like, the dolphins. Like, into the air. I'm Flipper! Oh, okay. This is
Help me!
Just get him by the head. Caution, slippery when slightly wet. Yes. Twy, I just realized he's useless now.
Oh, shit.
Dang.
I'm glad we have a video game tracker of health.
Thanks.
It didn't get wet, so it's not.
To do something with this. I'm late. I've got to get home.
Do you even know where you are, Ken?
Yeah, well.
Can't be far away. Which way is it? Calm down. We'll help you find it.
What? This guy literally sicked his
I
men
don't recognize
on you?
anything. What an idiot. I don't even know where my own house is. It's probably just around this corner. We'll find it.
Oh, please tell me the rest of the
Golly.
credits are just them walking down this road. That would actually be really cool.
That was so intense. That was the most nail-biting thing.
I did not know what to expect. Holy shit.
It'd be
Let
great.
me,
It'd be great if they just killed the main character in the very first episode, and it was following that girl and the guy, the Brad, quote unquote, like
The bully and the
bully
girl.
and the girl. Like it's like the rest of the story is about them. Like you could definitely do something wild with that.
You could, but still.
Oh yeah.
Opening.
Wait, is that that's Ryan Reynolds?
What?
Oh, that's right.
What?
Scroll down, Twy. Scroll down. That's Ryan fucking Reynolds.
What?
What?
This is
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
What's he
great roles.
doing here?
Yeah, you right there.
Dude, first Ryan Gosling, now Ryan Reynolds. What? These people are popping all
Canadians
over
are
the place.
Crazy.
Canadians existed before they became famous in America? What?
See, now you understand our shock.
Yeah.
That
But
was
here's-
so...
Sorry, I was
Gross.
just gonna show you the opening first.
Do it.
I'll just show you the season 1 opening.
Fair enough.
Oh god.
Yeah, this is why I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, good God.
I love how there's no narration or anything. It's just this music carrying it, and it's good fucking music.
Yeah.
Twilight showed me all the openings for it, and I think by like season 3 or 4, they actually get like narration and different music, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Like this is so much more like
That's unfortunate.
what's happening. I don't understand it. Like there's always wild things going on. I gotta fucking watch this.
I'm glad that you were excited for it.
And I love that.
Sorry, Critter.
I love
That was like the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I love that it opens on the main character cracking his fucking skull open. Like, come on. Like, that's hardcore.
What a bonkers ass premise to have. A kid gets a head injury and has like, as he battles with life and death in the hospital, has like a whole Mad Max style adventure in his head, apparently.
I guess.
Oh, should I tell you a little bit of spoilers for this show?
Yes.
He eventually wakes up, but the events of his imaginings in his head are starting to affect the real world, and he starts to think that that's actually a real place.
Oh.
Oh.
How long did the show last for?
I think 4 seasons.
Damn. That's a lot for a kid's show, as weird as this.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool little idea. And of course, because I'm a big fan of like Silent Hill and that sort of thing, the idea of going to another world that's like this ruined out kind of dystopia, it's like it has some really neat.
Yeah, that's
things
always
going
really
on there.
great.
Yeah.
That's always great to see. Yeah,
I don't even know what
can
to say.
honestly
It was just
I can honestly say I never seen anything like that.
What I also
It was
liked
so
is that
thrilling.
the second half of the episode when he's in the other world perfectly mirrored the events of what happened back in the real world. Like it was, you know, definitely, hey, this kid is stealing all his other kids' stuff and he's being a bit of a bully to everyone, and then you stand up to him and you end up getting, well, you get soaked if you do so you get dunked. And of course, at the end, he drops. It's the fall.
Yeah.
It's like, it just, it's not.
That was amazing.
It's not complicated, but it's well done.
Yeah, I was like, I did not expect him to go in that. Like, I thought he was just gonna wake up. We're gonna cut back between like the real world and whatever world this is, and that'll be the whole thing. But it's like, no.
And it was this thing where when he was telling his like dream version of his mom, was like, I can't, I have to go back and get my telescope. And we were seeing like his number going up in the real world's hospital, and you see them talking about how he's been down under the water for a long time in the fantasy world. And I'm like, I was on the edge of my seat because I was like, I don't know what I want to happen. I don't know if I want them to rescue him from the water, or if I want him to wake up and be safe in reality.
Or like I was sitting there scared, like, is that death? Is that other world that was like, oh, come with me? Like, I gotta go back. Like that moment where he's talking to his quote unquote mother. Was that death beckoning him up into heaven or something? Like, what was that? That didn't feel like it was connected at all to his real life mother. So what the fuck was going on there?
Yeah.
Throughout the normal show, do we see the real world very often, or is it pretty squarely set in the fantasy world?
No, we do interspersedly go in between both worlds. Because the mother is a very important character. With how she deals with her son being in the coma.
It's
interesting.
That fascinates me because you just never see that measure of focus on the parents in
No.
these kinds of shows. The idea of like, you know, a parent being so overwhelmingly concerned for their kid but being unable to do anything, like that's such an existential threat that every parent goes through. It's like, why would you ever have that in a kid's show?
Yeah.
Oh, it lasted 3 seasons and didn't get a conclusion, so it ended on a cliffhanger.
Ah, that's fucked.
Oh, apparently
Also,
they were
if funny-
considering a remake back in 2016. Interesting.
I really like the line of adults, they're just like us, but taller, have a driver's license and a
Yeah,
checkbook.
that was really I really like that part a lot. That in the kids' reactions already gives you an idea of what this world is like.
Mm-hmm. Decent acting from the kids too.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out too. The kids, I felt like all across the board. I mean, they weren't obviously perfect, but like for kid actors, yeah, that was really good.
Especially because
Yeah.
they were so young too.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
I was hope frickin' Shirley Holmes took some notes.
I was about to say, Shirley Holmes, you these kids, like this was made in '92. This was '92, 6 years before you came in, like, and you're falling behind them. They're like 8-year-olds. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm so happy to finally show that to somebody because I remember catching like the tail end of this show because it was ending right around the time where I would start like remembering shows and all that kind of stuff because it did come out when I was 2 years old initially. And then I caught like the reruns of it before it finally went off the air. And I kind of remembered this show as a sort of fever dream. And so I was just like,
Dude, the premise is like a
it is a fever dream. It's probably why I remembered it as a fever dream, but I remember searching for it until I finally found it, and I was so happy to finally have found this show and to experience it again like this and to show it to people for the first time. It's great.
What has blown me away is that like it's just so well done. Like the 3 that we've watched have been just good. It's like you go into like watching like the new Fallout show.
Oh my god, I hear so many things.
I've
about
heard
that
nothing
show.
but horror stories, and I've seen bits of the first episode, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, this raises this question, and this raises that question, and this raises that question, and
Yeah.
this raises this question. Like you're sitting there, like your brain is like, your brain is grinding to a halt because there's so many unanswered questions. Meanwhile, here it's like there's a lot of questions where you're like, okay, we'll probably address that later. As opposed to here, you're like, as opposed to like Fallout, where you're like, are they ever going to address that? It's like it's obviously not like the focus of this. It's like, what? How did we lose this, guys? How did we lose it?
I feel like a lot of what I think a lot of that. I think. Wait a minute. I think we said this like a few streams ago. Like this exact same conversation. I feel like part of it.
Times.
Yeah, we had a lot of times. Just where have we gone wrong? And I think part of where things went wrong is that people started looking for new writers started looking at the result. They start looking at writing like it's a formula, sort of. They're looking at it in the sense that, oh, I make this thing, I do this, that, and the third, and I'm gonna get all the accolades, all the Grammys, all the bitches and hoes, all that shit. And like, you know, people are just going to like it because of these esoteric concepts are basically just like all the things that they like in these older shows that we used to have, but they don't get the methodology of it at all.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get the method behind any of the madness that goes into this. And a lot of this, especially in this show, was freaking madness. But the way that it's directed, the way that it's written, and how engaging it is, like, that's not something you have to literally grind yourself to a halt in order to try to find these days. Like, the last thing that over in the West I find anywhere near that entertaining anymore that recently came out is X-Men 97 and Invincible. That's about it. Like, I don't know.
So the level of profit will outweigh the passion. And so you don't get passion projects anymore because people just want to make millions of dollars of money, and they're spending millions of dollars of money on the projects in the first place.
Which would be fine if any one of them was good at their job, but they're not.
Quick thing, I was looking up the cast. So that bully character, Flash, he went on to voice Eddie in Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Oh,
yeah!
damn!
Yeah!
Oh, wow!
Okay, this is a 10 out of 10 show. 100%.
I mean,
I have not finished it.
Guys, this is the prequel to Eddie. This is obvious. All the constructions in that other world, all the lack of parents being
Matt
present.
Hill, apparently,
The fact that the only other adults that quote unquote show up are just teenagers. Oh my god, guys! We figured we cracked the code.
It is all a prequel.
Y'all see, it's the prequel to that Eddie.
Oh man.
All right. So,
I think we
how
have
much-
room for one more. So,
okay, then I'm going to at Fatman because I'm going to make the executive decision to watch Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders.
Yeah.
And I'm
So
going to
wait.
sit here and suffer, wait for him to join, and then try to reorient where everyone is fucking sitting.
Fatman can be a ghost.
What?
It's fine. Fatman can just be a ghost.
Put a lobster on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hold on a sec.
I'm actually going to take care of a little bit of housekeeping here.
Sure.
Add a folder. No, can I get a folder? How do I add a folder? Oh, there's a folder button. Okay.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised that we watched up until now where I force it to be a cartoon.
Guys, I think I actually have to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I gotta leave the stream. There's something my brother needs me for, and I gotta help him out.
Okay.
Okay, well, don't hit your head. If you see it, don't look up for strange. Look up for strange.
Yeah. It's nothing in high places, I swear. But I actually need to leave the stream for tonight. I'm sorry, but this has been really, really fun. I'll watch the VOD in order to see the other stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, I hope y'all have a good time, and I'm as always happy to be here. Check out the new stream on my channel. New video coming soon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Everyone brace for scuff. Give me a minute to fix this. We need moves.
You're waiting for Fat Man anyway. You'll be fine. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.
Good night. Well, he is in the green right now, but he could also be AFK. So who knows with him?
I need to.
And now we're all gone. It's empty.
Yeah. Copy, paste. Get a second team jacked in here.
That bingo board, I wasn't wrong. The scuff is now.
At least we almost got through an entire stream without it.
Almost. My mic keeps unplugging itself.
Oh.
So I gotta figure out why. I might just need to buy a new cable, and that's late.
Aw. Well, at least you don't have to buy a whole new microphone.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I keep like laying on the cord for this one because I'm not really the cord is really weird because it has an inbuilt mic into it. So it's not like I can just take it out. I might have to just buy one that's just by itself so that I don't ruin this one further because I keep laying on it. And I can already see that there's like ribbons off of it. I'm like, oh no.
Ooh.
But yeah, just to make sure that it doesn't degrade, like, actually, then.
Like, you just shock yourself. That would suck.
Yeah.
Okay, add window capture, add it. This will be, actually, I should probably already have one for Takara, Bounce Takara Duo, yes.
Muttering quietly to himself.
Yes, always muttering to myself.
Yep. Oh, You know, there's another famous person that is in this group of videos. Do you want to take a guess who it is?
Jack Black.
Nope.
Damn. Well, I'm out of guesses.
There he is.
Hey, Starla jump scare?
Yay. Yeah. Starla jump scare. Actually, I think I made sure that it definitely was Guinevere because it became a bit of a joke because I was trying to show this show to Lightning and Isa, but I could only find the European dub of this show because they've randomly renamed Guinevere into Starla for European release.
All right, Fat Man, get your
weird.
get
I
your
know.
thing up and running. Your Rahi tuber.
Oh, where's my mouse?
Uh-oh.
Hey, well, welcome to the Matrix, everybody. Yes.
Yeah, so I was trying to find the first episode to the show, and then we would start it up, and the opening would come up, and then it would be like, Princess Starla, and I'm like, no! Wrong one! So we'd exit it again, and then we'd start it again, and the feedback would start up, Princess Starla!
God,
Finally, I found the one where it's like the proper way, Princess Guinevere, and I'm like, finally. I would be so angry though if the copy that I had, because I haven't looked through it.
Oh, no.
But if it was like the theme song was Princess Guinevere, but then the actual tape itself was Starla.
Oh no.
I got
that's
this.
That's just rude, honestly.
Yeah. I got this episode from the Jewel Writers Archive on YouTube. They're two men who are really into the show, and they did everything possible to find, collect, and archive everything Jewel Writers related.
Nice.
So like props to them. I love them for that. Recently they had a moving incident where the movers didn't take care of their stuff, so some of their very precious Jewel Writers merchandise got water damage.
Oh no!
Oh no,
Oh,
that
no.
sucks.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully there's like, recourse for that, because holy shit, that's like so much money down the drain.
Oh yeah, and you can't get that anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that's
like
what I mean, it's
irreplaceable.
priceless.
Yeah.
Let's see, where is my
The Jewel Writers Archive actually got contacted by the owners of the series, and they said, hey, we can see that there's still an audience for this show. We lost our copy of the originals in a fire. Do you think that you could give us your copies so that we can put it on a streaming service?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna take me a minute here, guys. I have to make.
You should probably make like a template for having 5 people and a template for having 4 people, and just put them on separate layers that you can switch to.
You see, the problem is everyone has different background colors. So you have that going on, and like I'm actually setting that up now as we speak, but it's still it's still driving me insane. So
I think it's just Critter and then Fat Man that have the different colors.
Well, I couldn't go with green. I'm green. And I couldn't go with magenta. My eye's magenta.
Yeah. And I got a Ticonderoga pencil, so I can't go green either.
So okay,
the problems.
yeah, here the wait, undo that. What did I do? No, that's not what I needed. Delete that. Delete that. Everyone, please keep.
There's gotta be like.
Yeah. Let's keep vamp, everybody, vamp.
so Animorphs.
Animorphs. Very good. You send your alternative mass to null space. That's like the meme from Animorphs?
No.
Oh.
Have
There was
you
something about that. I
watched
watched the Tom Oliver video where he went absolutely insane.
Oh, really?
Detailing every aspect of Animorphs, and I'm pretty sure there was something about like if you turn into a creature that's smaller than you, your extra mass goes to like a plane between realms.
That sounds like something they would do, 100%.
Yeah, that was a I don't know, that was a fun time.
There's space between spaces.
Exactly.
Need to get John Hurt to do that line.
Yes.
That was John Hurt, wasn't it?
It probably was.
That feels like a...
Raymond, what are you doing, man? I thought you had us.
No, because I had one for me. I have one set up for all four of us. I had one set up for me, you, and Twilight. I did not have one set up for me, you, Twilight, and Fat Man. And you need to have them all set up uniquely because you need to create unique sources because it just... When you copy and paste a source in fucking OBS, it's just the same thing repeated. It's not actually a different source. So if you edit one, you're also editing the other.
Why?
Why
would they make
bizarre.
it work that way?
I don't know. And it's making my life very difficult.
There's gotta be. If anyone knows of like a way to do this easier, like comment about it, tweet at us, do something.
Please
Leave
save this bird.
Step-by-step instruction in a super chat. Yeah.
The nice thing is I can copy and paste filters, so that's
yay.
But yeah, like that happened with some of the settings in Sony Vegas when you're dealing with text, basically. Like when you make a text layer and then you copy it, like there's a little checkbox that's like, do you want to do this indecipherable thing or this indecipherable string of words? And it's like, if you click the wrong one, it will make it so that if you edit one, you also edit the other, which is pretty obnoxious. And one time, like really early on, I didn't know which was which, so I did the wrong thing. So like, I had like numbers at the top of the screen every time I took a shot, and it was supposed to count up like 1, 2, 3, but like I fucked up the editing, so it was just like like all of them were like 25, and you just like it's just like the numbers didn't change, and like some of them had like effects on them.
Oh
so
no!
It would just be like 25, 25. 25, and then for no reason, big old 25. Those were the days.
Yeah.
Almost there. Just
So,
getting a Fat Man now.
of the shows that we've seen so far, what would you say is your favorite?
I really liked Odyssey. That one was crazy. I mean, Animorphs I'm nostalgic for, so I have a fondness for that one. But Odyssey really like gripped me. I didn't expect it to be that intense and that nail biting.
Yeah.
I'm torn between Shirley
for it.
and the Odyssey.
Mm.
I think partly because we were talking a lot over Animorphs, which I mean we're just gonna do. That's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
Animorphs is goofy. Like even if no matter how serious it is, there's a goof level to it.
Yeah. Oh, we did invite you, Fat Man. Like you could have come if you wanted to, but
Yeah, I
it's
coulda- I
okay.
coulda come.
Yeah,
would've
I'm
saved
glad
us
it would have saved me a lot of fucking time if you had come here. Fat Man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I could have like joined like right when you started, and then left to go make dinner or whatever. But yeah, no, like I like just woke up because I was playing Letter League, which is just Scrabble on Discord with Dashi and Wonton until like noon.
Oh,
and
wow.
then I went to bed. So yeah, I woke up and it's like, oh shit, it's time to cook dinner.
Yeah.
Ah shit, it's time to cook. All right,
Destiny.
that's
It's
the
time to
wrong
go.
one. That's the wrong one.
Well, I'm glad that I left Jewel Riders for the last episode of the stream then,
Oh,
so that
very
you
good,
could have
very
been
good.
awake for it.
All
Yes,
right,
thank you. Very
all right,
considerate.
there
very
we
cool.
go. All right, I now
Yay!
have a
We did
unique
it in
setup.
no time at all.
Yay!
I mean, yeah, comparatively.
So yeah, this show came out in 95, I believe.
Oh, a good year.
Yeah.
I was
So
4.
you and Jewel Riders are the same age, Critter.
Yeah.
Do we have a
So-
link to watch it?
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
need to link him to the cast.
It's in the pinned comments.
Oh, all right. Okay, good.
I don't know if you'll need
So for all like almost 15 people that left during that, please come back.
oh dear.
Yes. Please come back.
I don't know if you'll need an account or not. If you have a Rabbit account, you might still be able to get in right away.
Oh, Ellipsis
'Cause-
Mark, don't get me started on the whole TV tropes ruin my life type thing. Don't. That was a whole.
What?
They were just
Oh,
like,
dear.
this whole OBS stuff sounds like a real TV tropes ruin my life type thing. I had a whole like kerfluffle over TV tropes not a few months ago, I think at this point.
Oh yeah.
People
Why?
well, okay, so basically someone's opinion of TV tropes in its stated rules are supposed to be lacking of opinion. They're supposed to be as unbiased as possible. Someone's opinion is that fixing Ruby is a hate fic, and it meets some criteria of hating the original content. And it was also in a section called Your Mileage May Vary, which I was happy with, because your mileage may vary. Some people might consider it a hate fic. Fine. But then it got moved to the main page because apparently hate fic isn't considered a your mileage may vary trope, which seems really fucking wild to me. So the guy that moved it in there, I messaged him about it, which apparently is a faux pas. I didn't know that because I don't fucking use TV tropes. But the reason why is because some of the things he moved into the actual main body of the article of TV tropes for fixing Ruby, I found actively libelous of me. Like, I actually found it to be, like, defaming my character. So I wanted to, like, actually be like, hey, this isn't cool. This isn't neat. And apparently that's a faux pas. You're not supposed to message people about that kind of stuff on TV tropes. I don't quite
Why
understand.
though?
That's so weird.
That is weird. Like you can very easily just make TV tropes into this skeevy little hate site, and then you can't do anything about it because you're not allowed to message people and say, hey, I think you're being kind of disingenuous.
Also, weird that someone cared so much about labeling Fixing Ruby as a hate fic that they went out of their way to add it to TV tropes. Like they're so salty about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and admittedly, they did have a quote from me on there that it did seem very, like, the original, like, description for frickin' the playlist was, yeah, I could see how someone could see that as hateful, where it's like, oh, it's a work of love, sweat, and tears swimming in a sea of idiocy or something like that. It's like, yeah, I could see how someone could consider that a hateful thing to say, but it's like, that's like one bullet point out of several very clear statements of, hey, I fucking love this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
a lot of people
don't-
think criticism is like tantamount to hatred, and it's just like, guys, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like they would label any fanfic that deviates from the canon of Ruby as a hate fic because
Unless it's like a Black Sun fic, right? You know. Those people don't hate Ruby.
Well, like what I find really
You mean a
weird
Bumblebee
is that
fic?
even
Because
what I find really weird.
No, I'm thinking about Black Sun people.
What I find really weird is that even the quote unquote critics also have this like weird hang up about fan fiction that I just find so weird as someone who hung around fan fiction spaces for all of my internet life. Like, Seriously, I learned about fanfiction.net within 6 months of me joining the internet, and I have been there ever since.
By the way, I sent a request for the cast.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm just like, la la
Ellipsis
la
Mark.
la.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that at all. I was referring to the never-ending tabs until your computer crashes part. Yeah, no, that's still a problem. That's still a. I have addiction to tabs. I have too many tabs.
Oh yeah, me too. I didn't have a TV tropes page. I had a Know Your Meme page, created by none other than Night of Chaos.
Oh.
Oh, really?
What is it with like grubby little shits and wanting to like slander people, but in like a soft power kind of way by acting as though they're just trying to do good things for the community and the fandom by like shitting on people that they don't like?
Twilight, you can just say Seeker.
Oh god, are Seeker and Knight the same person?
Oh, I fucking hope not.
Nah.
Oh, okay, good.
They basically act like they're the same person. Okay.
Yeah, almost 25% of the traffic on my Volume 1 review comes from Encyclopedia Dramatica, which is great.
Love.
What?
Like I've gotten to the point where it's like I don't actually care if you're the real canon seeker. If you talk like canon seeker, you are a canon seeker, which is not a good thing.
It's a state of mind. It's a mantle.
What are
that
those
can
things?
Be passed
What are those
around.
things from Animorphs that take over people's minds? What are those?
Yergs.
Yergs. Canon seekers is a yerg.
It's a yerk with a K in it, not a G.
Okay.
Yerk.
Okay, but yergs sounds more like demeaning.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
K is a strong ending sound. It makes it sound strong.
Well, they are meant to be strong and threatening, so
fair.
I guess it works. All right, everybody ready for Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders?
I'm so ready.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Watch us be the one to get copyright struck.
Did you accept that?
Yeah, I did.
Can you turn it down a bit?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh no. There we go.
Perfect, thank you. You're drowning out not only me, but yourselves.
Wow.
You know, I have to wonder if they were at all involved with the Sailor Moon attempt.
Gotta wonder.
You know about that, right, Critter? The attempted American Sailor Moon series?
Twice. They did it twice.
Oh, they did it twice?
Yeah.
Did it twice?
I've only seen the one.
No, there was another one that was even further away from the concepts of Sailor Moon. It was basically like Power Rangers, but if they were like alien angels.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Actually cool sounding though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a very
accurate
distinct.
angels?
No, but they had a very distinct Spice Girls vibe to them.
You're telling me the Spice Girls weren't already alien angels?
I mean, they were alien princesses, so...
Yeah.
I love these guys.
What have we?
They're good.
An enchanted jewel.
No, that's the head decapitation sphere. Your head has been decapitated.
Just throwing every visual at us. You can tell she's evil because she has really heavy dark eyeshadow.
We are too young to fry.
I can understand you.
Have we not led you to what you desire most, remarkable one?
Your noses have led you true.
Merlin would fry us like little ants, squash us like bugs, tweak us like tomatoes, burst us like bubbles.
Tweak us
Twilight, remember when I was trying to describe kobolds to you?
Yeah.
These are kobolds.
Okay. I thought they were weasels, but okay.
I mean, they're like what, mini dragons, right?
Yeah.
No, weird little like weasel
I think
dragon
they're
guys.
weasels. Yeah.
Oh, it seems pretty bright.
I'm gonna fuck up these trees.
Ha 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 ha! Environmentalism loses.
What a shame that she's the one with the dragon. Dragons are so cool. They're always villains, though.
I know.
Can't they just hoard in peace?
Exactly. Oh god.
Early
Nice effects.
90s.
Glad they got their money's worth out of it.
It surrounds us and sustains us. From one generation to the next, the cycle continues as young people and animals use enchanted jewels to ride the wild magic and monitor the kingdom.
Is this the first episode?
Yep.
That's how they started?
Yep. This is technically a two-parter, but I only got the first one. Because I didn't know if you guys would want to have a two-parter.
Is this the guy from the I don't gotta explain shit meme?
It might be, actually. Or no, wait. No, that might be the Dungeon Master from the D&D TV show.
It might be.
I can have a winged pink.
Oh, is that something that is that something either of you guys have seen, the D&D television series?
No.
Oh, the old cartoon? I've seen it. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, same.
That might be something to add to the list, because that
Okay.
shows that show's a meme.
We'll continue our lessons.
They isekai themselves to the D&D world on a fucking roller coaster.
All I've ever wanted was to be a jewel rider. Now I'm scared. Tamara, what if it doesn't work?
Gwen, it always works.
Tamara's immediately my new favorite. Look at her pink hair.
It's so
Look at that
cool.
outfit.
Meanwhile, Guinevere, I guess you're cosplaying a jellyfish right now.
No. What's with those sleeves? Or those shoulder things? I don't know what to call them.
I've heard
I'm
of
not a fashion.
I've heard of a plunging neckline before, but not a plunging bit line. I feel like playing like an inflatable ball with unicorns is a dangerous topic.
I know. It's gonna be like, that's gonna pop.
Oh, wow, that's gotta hurt.
Damn.
That one unicorn on the ground will now die a slow, painful death because it can't get back up.
Unicorns don't have wings.
I like how they don't have cutie marks, they just have gems embedded in their thighs.
Yeah.
Don't you just fly down there and get our ball back, bird?
Oh my god.
Wow.
She's afraid to fly.
Well, she just stepped on her wing. Like, sounds like it hurt.
I think that guy had his jewels encrusted in his tail.
No, they were just on his thigh.
Oh, the perspective.
Yeah.
I like how they angled it like right next to the ass too. It's like right there.
God, racist.
Child, they don't mean what they say.
Oh, old man unicorn.
Just want a friend. Sunstar, you are special. One day the sun will shine upon your path, and you'll get what you most desire.
I don't
then
want
it'll
the
reflect off of your
sunshine.
gem.
I want a friend.
Oh, sorry, I can't do that for you. Can't be friends with the sun. Can't even look at it.
Giant wolves! You're as someone who just cares about cool mounts, I would be so into this show as a kid.
It's literally your show.
Would you be a druid? Is that your archetype? You would be a druid?
Maybe.
Either that or you'd be a ranger.
This show was actually such a big influence to me in my early writing as a kid.
Maybe I'll save one dance for you. Last minute party preparations, huh?
Hi, Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon?
How'd you get this scratch, Moondance? Some tree tried to catch me as I jumped over it. Showing off in front of those wolves again, eh? She jumped it like a champ.
No, guys, seriously, there's an evil tree infestation. We gotta go take care of that.
Those ants. Still looking for the ant wives.
like literally, in a magic world, when someone describes, "Oh, a tree caught me," it's like, no. Are you being like funny about running into a tree, or did a tree actually attack you? Oh, this is ready for fucking action.
Yeah, I know. He just struck a pose. Combat stance.
Bambi, no.
Bambi, you must get up.
Oh no!
No, evil Bambi.
Oh my god.
Haha, now you're in the bubble gum.
I know it's a crystal. It kinda looked like a gun.
I shall overcome good with magic and this gun I found.
Yet you denied me the Sunstone. I should be ruling the Crystal Palace, not my sister. It's your fault.
Okay, I get that you're trying to say you want to rule the crystal. I thought you were ruling your sister with your format there. Just saying.
Never tell Dumb Dragon to drop us here. No, never. We're back, witchy one. Yes, we have sniffed out the loot. Oh, wise and great wizard. We are humbling
Okay.
I kind of like that though they're played for their laughs. They are like a little serious. They get that little energy.
It's weird. It's weird how she's super serious, but all of her minions are like the goofiest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like she is drawn so realistically proportioned and everything, while everything else is so exaggerated around her, including fucking Merlin. It's like she walked in from like G.I. Joe.
You taught me too well, Merlin. Without these jewels, you can't control it either.
And I shall collect them for the glory of Cobra!
What, was she just unable to open the box?
Open the box or be lost forever.
A fucking pickle jar ass defense system?
He's just like, I didn't plan that. That bird just came by and stole it.
Fucking birds! You doomed
Legitimately,
me!
I don't want to die. No.
You have a dragon! What do you mean you can't chase a bird?
Merlin, she is mightier than mighty.
I will rule Avalon.
That's amazing. Old and seasoned fat.
What's going on, Father?
It seems someone is using an enchanted jewel in Ravenwood that hasn't been tuned by Merlin. It's giving the travel trees indigestion.
A new enchanted jewel?
It would seem so, since none from the Jewel Keep are missing.
Wow.
That's incredible.
What has Merlin to say about this?
We can't locate Merlin.
He's gone forever.
Go his own way.
Girls, I want you to check Merlin's house. Drake, take the pack and search Ravenwood. Find him!
Oh, wow.
Mother, about tomorrow.
You should see the guest list.
Giant purple cat. Giant purple cat.
Just think.
I am preparing for every single giant animal possible in our D&D campaign now.
I'm not gonna lie, I dreamed about it last night.
Dragon can't even cage me with a fucking swallow. I mean, to be fair, we don't know if it's European or African, but I mean...
Oh no!
Oh shit!
You can't carry coconuts like that.
Bob and weave, little bird. And Ruby flies through. Birdie, no!
Ruby immediately ruins a different show. Just crossing lanes.
Oh shit, that bird's on fire.
Oh, good thing it landed in this one small pile of leaves.
Yeah.
All right.
Take this to the crystal.
Now run for your fucking life.
The Crystal Palace is so far away.
Yeah, you don't have a choice now.
Now a dragon is chasing you. Bye-bye.
Dragon versus alicorn. Dragon versus alicorn.
Oh, they kiss.
After that creature.
That's the only way they can do it. Their villainous boss is really homophobic about that.
The entire time their slapstick is just them trying to find excuses to like show physical affection.
Maybe we should postpone the ceremony. The Circle of Friendship is the most important event in Avalon. Do you want to tell everyone the party's canceled? All right, what's going on?
Looks like we've got a stowaway.
Spike,
Meow.
I thought you were helping with the party
Spike,
decorations.
no, that's a My Little Pony character.
Without me to look after you.
Who calls a cat Spike?
Is it a cat?
I think it's a cat.
It looks like perfectly fused between a cat and a dog. Honestly.
Yeah, they split the difference.
If that were the case, it'd be a fox.
Well, he never leaves it locked. Who's going
I
to
bet
open
the toys for this show was dope as hell.
Oh, they were. I used to own some of them.
Hell yeah.
Merlin never breaks things.
She's so
Like-
cute. I love her.
It
Look at
is.
her fucking heart earrings.
I remember when I was like younger and I would be watching anime, pink-haired girls, I'd be like, oh, that's just kind of lame. Now, as I'm older, I'm like, pink-haired girls are fucking adorable. Fell in love with a lot of pink-haired characters.
You've matured.
Yes.
Oh no, we'll never find out how many licks it takes to get to the center of the boss now.
It looks exactly like him.
Calm down, Archie. It's all right.
My dear young Tamara, it is definitely not all right.
Oh my gosh, they tied up Celtic. No, no, please, please.
Animals broke in, and I don't remember much else.
Thank goodness you're not hurt.
Alright, Archie, you immediately became my least favorite. You need to stop crying.
Yeah. Or at least come up with a better sound.
That owl got the sonic mono eye.
Toolbox is gone.
Oh no! The box holds Merlin's
Celtic's
special
grandpa.
enchanted
No.
jewels, the
No.
crown jewels of the kingdom.
You a quarter owl over there?
Why doesn't he keep them
Phoenix?
I haven't gotten tested for my lineage.
Do you have any idea where Merlin
Should we do that? Should we take him to the vet?
Oh no. I'm scared I might turn out to be like part cassowary or something like that. I mean, that'd be kind of awesome, but also terrifying. The British are coming! The British are coming!
They got dragons, we're fucked!
I was gonna say, the Revolutionary War would be a lot different if there were dragons involved. We'll just repeat this animation until we have time for more.
Oh.
You know what? I appreciate it. I appreciate she still can't fly yet. Like, it wasn't like so many shows we just have her fly though.
You're mine now.
Where'd the neck go?
The neck?
They threw a net at her.
Oh, the
Where'd it
net.
go?
I was like,
It probably
where-
landed on top of the hill.
Where'd the neck go? That's what I heard. I'm like, did someone become a
Yeah,
Centaur?
I heard neck too.
You mean you get called the doctor in here to take care of them?
Our jewel armor helps protect us when we ride the wild magic. You'll see. Hey, over here! trapped.
Wait, her name's Aunt Kale?
No, that's her aunt.
Have Moondance call the pack. We need help.
Her name's
But
Kale.
still, her name's Kale.
Yeah, her name's Kale.
No wonder she's a villain.
What should we name our child? Let's name her after the most overrated superfood.
Like, her entire motivation is just, I can't believe it. You named me after some vegan bullshit. Can you please?
You horrid beast.
No matter how much you wash it, it still tastes like dirt. Oh, is that a mole? Is that like a
It's kind of like a tiger? I can't tell.
It really looks like the badger moles from Avatar, doesn't it?
Kinda, yeah.
Was this inspired by classic She-Ra? Because she has a very OG Catra design.
That is
Yeah.
absolutely 100% OG Catra.
Yeah. All of the mounts look...
Oh my god, the slow
very-
motion there made and the music kicking in. I was like, are these weasels about to die? It's like, I was waiting for the screen to go like black and white and be like in memory of. How heavy are you? Oh my god. Just caused the dragon to crash.
Oh. I wasn't expecting music, like lyrics.
Yeah.
There are fucking laws?
Yeah, she has diplomatic immunity.
So Hammer, you can't sue?
I'm glad that's the
That's my go-to.
Oh, hey, they actually did something. Like, usually comic relief villains don't even get that much.
You know, you could just... I was holding her off. You could have just gone to the side and shot her, right?
Yeah, I know, yeah. That wouldn't have been sportsmanlike, though.
It's all just an excuse to try to kill Archie. No, I have to fire from this direction, Archie. Just don't worry about it.
Is he gonna do a noble sacrifice?
Oh no!
Oh, I wanted it to be Archie.
Oh, it was a cat. Okay.
He's
Stop! I'm literally radioactive.
You didn't rescue the alicorn? You were right there next to her. You had like a whole moment where you guys had like eyesight together.
Did you take the key at least? You just understand that clearly wooden cage was just so well built. Guys,
yeah,
I'm so
come to
high
think
right
of it,
now.
they could have just, like, you know, the alicorn could have just shaken off the key. Let it fall outside the cage.
Yeah.
They didn't need to take... didn't need... What was the alicorn's name? Sky Dust?
Sunstar.
Sunstar.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't need to take Sunstar. They could have just taken the key off the horn and left.
I mean, they kind of did. She gave the key to the princess.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. It's
yeah,
amazingly
I like that.
all over the place.
Yeah, and you left us on a cliffhanger. Gotta pull up episode 2 now. All right,
Okay.
everybody in chat, your homework is to write us a book report on part 2.
Do you want me to bring up the second episode? Because I can.
It's getting a little late.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like this.
Where-
That
is it
was a lot of fun.
Is
That
it
was great.
streaming somewhere? Like, or is it on YouTube or somewhat?
It's supposed to be. Supposedly, it's on Peacock, but I don't have access to it because I'm Canadian.
Oh, I'll check.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I have Peacock. I kind of like drop it and pick it up randomly.
See, I have Carrot Hen. I don't have Peacock, so I mean, just different services.
Yeah, you know, there are these two scientists, and one of them's like piss dick. It's like, Jerry, we're scientists. Take this seriously. He's like, okay, fine, urine penis. What the hell is wrong with you? Peacock. Okay, fine. Now we gotta name the next bird. Oh, they're all on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't actually sure if they were still on YouTube because even though the creators of the show were actually pretty fine with the Jewel Riders Archive having them on there, there was something about their lawyers telling them that they had to ask them to shut it down, or else some copyright bullshit.
No, they're all still there.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
well, because like
Well, I mean, okay, season 2 13-episode seasons are there.
yeah, I think there is only 2 seasons.
Yeah, okay.
Are they for sure in English, though?
Don't worry,
Because
we
actually
can watch
when...
them in Russian if they're doing the same way. Surely,
yeah, no, that's English.
Yeah. Okay. Because we can watch the second episode as well. The next time or next week if we still want to pick up from here.
Yeah, and I can use all of Dedirex's new wonderful art of us being.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
no! You guys want to tell? You guys got something to say? Like, I'm the only one who got posted twice.
Oh, you got posted twice?
Yeah, you two posted it at the same time.
Oh. Okay.
Also, I'm dead. Everybody else is just old.
Okay, you say that, but literally Kaiser's head is falling off his body.
Oh, I like that your pencil is like in the butter.
In the butter, I know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm dead. I got the excise, and I still got the rubber bands. That's just I got done dirty in my old age.
But what happened was when the creators of the show discovered the Jewel Riders Archive, they went to them and they're like, "Hey, do you want the show in these languages to put on your YouTube channel?"
Oh, nice.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I was going to show off the rest of that art because Fat Man brought it up, and I thought it was a good little segue in. So here's Fat Man. Well done. His delicious lobster dinner. Which, I mean, I wouldn't cook Fat Man because, honestly, lobster's kind of an overrated dish. Crab now.
Yeah,
Crab
exactly. We're an excuse to eat butter.
It's basically it, yeah. But
People
crab
will
is
judge
delicious.
you if you just eat butter, but it's just as delicious without the lobster.
Yeah. Really, it is. Just melt some butter and drink it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, or
just have
put it
toast.
on bread if you're classy.
This is elderly chimera critter who is a fusion of all 3 of her personas up to this point.
It looks so good.
It looks
It does.
amazing. Like the fact that you managed to not only create a really good combination, but you did it in such a short amount of time, and then you aged it up. It's like
Yeah.
there are several steps there you did so quickly, Dedorex. Excellent work. Excellent work.
Yeah.
Very good.
Then we have Kaiser, who we've mentioned this a couple of times. He's seen better days. He's a little bit
He has.
rusty, falling
I-
apart, missing pieces of his
I
leg.
think he's the worst out of us, except for Fat Man.
Okay, honestly, Fat Man's better off because he's at peace. I would not want to live in this state.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I suppose if I had one arm and the other arm was dedicated to like holding my severed head.
And then good old pot-bellied old Celtic.
I love all of these. It makes me think of Neopets, like how the elderly paintbrush.
Yeah.
Oh, it all just looks so good.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Jewel Rider. That was a fun story. I'm trying to think of like, I mean, clearly She-Ra was an influence. That's like without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering
the
what
old
else
Masters
did.
of the Universe. It absolutely. All of the mountains really reminded me of like the green tiger from He-Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember.
Oh, I was like, we could make a toy out of this, some
What-
sort of figure thing.
What I love about He-Man is I've heard some behind the scenes stuff about it, and it was done kind of in reverse, where a lot of the toys were made first. Like the Green Tiger, for example. They were like, look, we have a bunch of these surplus like tiger miniatures. Is there anything you can make from this for the show?
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
So he painted it green, put the orange stripes on, put a saddle on, and he's like, there you go. You have He-Man's mount, and we can now sell all these toys. And it's like,
nice,
great, wonderful. And that's how it's like, that's a fun idea of like people thinking that the commercialization of these stories is like somehow detrimental. It's like, no, it can be a symbiotic process where the influencer back, like there are definitely dangers to that. You can definitely get like the money grubbing, executive that's like, oh no, force these things in because if focus tested well with kids, that's definitely a major risk because you never know focus tests are going to be worth a damn. Hot tip,
like
they're not.
literally, friendship is magic. You know, like that was a show where they were like, "Hey, we've got a toy line. We'll give it to this fucking Lauren Faust. let her justify our toy line," and it turned into an international phenomenon.
So I do have some information on this show. It was actually originally supposed to be an adaptation of the Dragon Riders of Pern.
Oh, what's that? Is that a book?
Yeah, it's a book series.
That's a book series that Audible is trying so hard to push on me, and eventually I'm gonna fucking cave. But they're like, "Hey, we've noticed something from your shopping habits. You tend to buy books with dragons on the cover. Have you heard of Pern?" Like, yes, I've heard of Pern. I'm not ready yet.
Damn it! I need to get an audiobook for The Artificer so we can start recommending it to dragon people.
Yes, because that's a big market on Audible.
It's a oh wow! Look at that list of dragon books. That is a lot of books.
And among them could be The Artificer.
The story is basically about humans have colonized another planet, but have lost most of their technology, and they have found these creatures that they call dragons and have tamed them. So they live in a pre-industrial society with lords, and basically just they return to medievalism.
Is there like remnants of the ancient technology that humans? Because that's some Final Fantasy shit, and I am so there for that. I love we've lost technology and we've reverted to like ancient times, but you still have like you can occasionally find like, I don't know, a tricorder from Star Trek or a phaser gun or something, or just like a gun. Like,
it was an ancient technology, the Betamax.
Like there's a man, like the idea of a man who rules an entire kingdom purely by the virtue that he has a car that works. Like, like you guys, it fascinates because people in the modern day do not really think about how fucking powerful it is to be able to get in a car and drive several miles in like 3 hours. Like the ability of being able to cross an entire state worth of distance, to cross an entire country's worth of distance in just a couple of hours is like game changing to so much like of the political landscape. Fucking.
So it says here that the Pernese live in pre-industrial society, and dragons with occasional examples of higher technology like flamethrowers, the telegraph, chemical fertilizers, and powerful microscopes and telescopes. So they haven't lost all of their technology, just most of it. And it seems like the reason why they lost most of their technology is one of the main conflicts of the series, which is a fungal spore that voraciously consumes all organic material.
Dude, that sounds dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we have a fantasy. What's the main antagonist? Oh, it's a fungus. It's like,
it's a fungus. Last of us ass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Ellipsis Mark, send me a demo. I'd be happy to hear what your work is like, and if I'm happy with it, I'll consider hiring you. I don't know when I'll get around to making. 'Cause I have no idea how to make an audiobook, but I've considered making one on my own for it.
But yeah, Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders, it says that it's similar to another show that the creator worked that the creator made called Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers.
Nice.
And originally planned as an adaptation of the Dragon Riders of Pern, with an earlier take on Arthurian legend, King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, and shares similarities with the magical girl subgenre of anime, with some American cartoons.
Yeah.
It was later rebooted as the novel series Avalon Web of Magic.
Weird.
Yeah. I actually heard of Avalon Web of Magic, but I never actually read it. That seems to be like something that you would probably have seen around, Critter. I'm not sure though.
I haven't. I've never heard of this one before.
Okay. So I think, like, I did hear that it was like a spiritual successor to Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders. Like, it's definitely not something that you can say like, oh, this is like a sequel to Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders. Like, it takes place in its own universe and whatever, but everything is so very similar to this show, sort of thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, those were the how many episodes did we watch? I think 4.
We watched 4 episodes today. Those were some good. That was, God damn. Why don't they make them like they use? Like, okay, sure, they're not as pretty as a lot of shows nowadays, but you know what that gets you? Nothing more. Like, like, fine, it's a little bit nicer to look at. You got a little more spit and polish. Fine. Look, if the sports car doesn't fucking run, I don't care how pretty it is. I will take the jalopy that does.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for showing us that, Twilight, and maybe we'll see more next week.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed yourselves.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I would be happy to know that if the chat enjoyed themselves watching too. That would be great.
But yeah, so we'll probably start wrapping up here. Thank you all so much for watching. Does anyone here have anything they want to shill? Anything they want to push?
No, I haven't worked on my video because I've been so focused on other things. I really need to kick my own ass and do that.
Dashi, no! You walked in at the very end! Oh, trust me, it's going to be a very fun VOD, hoping I don't, like, retroactively get copyright strikes. That's happened before. Where after the fact, when it turns into a VOD, they're like, oh, now we can copyright strike you.
Well, I mean, maybe they just don't catch it when you're streaming, like, yeah. But, you know, hey, you can fight it.
Yeah,
we know how to do
definitely got to work on the timing if you're going to be in the campaign.
Yeah. Gotta practice that Tuesday at 6 energy.
I'm doing Magical Girl May. I have 1 video up. I'm excited for the next one. It's going to be a ranking video. And then also I have other things in the works, and I'm working on a lot of things. I'm just working all the time.
I'll reiterate.
Now you can. Now, next week you could do like a little mini-sode about the first 2 episodes of Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders.
I've said it near the start of the stream, but I'll recommend again her video on gushing over magical girls. It's a lot of fun because she didn't know what that show was about going into it, and her reaction is delightful. Like, we were getting real-time updates on that in the server, and like her moment of like, oh no, I've made a major mistake.
This isn't what I thought it was.
Me and Kaiser were having such a good hearty laugh over that. Does Kill la Kill count as Magical Girl? It's Magical Girl adjacent.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I would say it's inspired by Magical Girl. And that's definitely one of the ideas that went into it. Like, yeah, I'm doing a challenge called Maybe I'll put out a fucking video this month. Unfortunately, I've started 4 different projects, which is a mistake. on top of the ones that I started like a long time ago.
Twy, and you wonder where I get it from.
No.
It's
Don't follow Fat Man's work ethics.
Dude, don't. If
Bad.
you're gonna follow anything about me, make sure it's not my work ethic.
Just follow his
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, because I have a video about the Star Trek trial episodes. Then I want to stream Hades 2 because like, fuck, I put like, I've bbeen playing it for like almost 70 hours in 4 days, which isn't healthy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I looked at the time. Every time I'm just like, one more run, one more run, one more run.
I know how that is. I recently started playing through the original Fallout, and like I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm gonna go do this mission. So I walk over there. I like look. Okay, so it's about 1:50 a.m. I gotta go to bed at 2:30. So I'll just I'll do this mission, or I'll talk to this guy, and then I get to the end of talking to the guy. I look down. It's 2:30. I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me in playing Rune Factory. Or Story of Seasons.
I can definitely
even.
see how losing time, because everything just moves at a nice clip in that game.
Yeah.
As for me, I nothing currently new. I've finished my read through of My Hero Academia, and I'm up to current. I have my big book of notes. I need to go through and like sequence and tag about 50 chapters worth of content to make sure I know where everything is. Then I can start writing down my notes in digital and then actually writing a script. So we're getting there. But it's still a little ways out, probably a month or two minimum. But and other than that, Fixing Ruby X JLA Part 1 back up, so I recommend go checking that. It survived a copyright strike that was going to try and take down it entirely, so have fun with that. I think that's about it. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.